Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boise Field here on a chilly Friday night. This is Swain County Maroon Devil football live from Swain County High School. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers and Toby Burrell looking down at the turf here at Boise Field as both teams are in the process of warming up. And Toby, hey, this is a whole new season. We're starting playoffs. This is what mountain football is all about, and we love this time of the year. And hey, it's going to be a dynamite game here tonight with these guys coming in from out of town on our turf.
Well, it's a different environment. It's a different feel to it. Everything about it is different in so many different ways, Gary. It's crazy when playoff season starts around Swain County, and you know we are still among the top schools in the state in terms of playoff wins. And the team that we entertain tonight is a very talented group. It may be one of our toughest first-round opponents in a long, long time. And the Maroon Devils really have their hands full, but the deciding factor could very well be that it's right here at Swain County Memorial Stadium.
Toby, I couldn't agree more as we watch the guys coming in from Mountain Island Charter, and I think that's the most unusual name. Mountain and Island together doesn't make sense to me, but hey, that's not up to me. Mountain Island Charter is the name of the school, but watching them warm up, and I agree with you 100%, I'm not sure we have ever seen the athleticism in the first-round game of the high school playoffs ever.
Well, over the years, you and I have talked about it a lot. We've seen some really good running backs, but the one we see tonight may be the best we've seen of all of them, because he comes in leading the world in rushing. I mean, his numbers look like PlayStation cheat mode, to be honest with you. 2,727 yards. And to put it in perspective for the fans at home, the Maroon Devils have 2,800 yards as a team on the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, we're talking about Elijah Burris, their junior running back. He's only a junior. He's already committed to play football at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill for the Tar Heels. Coming in, as you mentioned, just to elaborate on his stats, 248 yards a game. He has 34 rushing touchdowns. He's got a couple of touchdown passes for 36 total. But averaging just a tad over 15 yards a carry, that's just you're right, that's video game numbers.
And, Gary, again, I was trying to think of things that would put it in perspective for our fans at home who might not understand the accomplishment this kid's had. In our school history, we've only had a handful of 10 to 15 kids who have gone over 200 yards. He's done it 8 times this year. Out of 11 games, he's went over 200 yards 8 times.
That is scary. The only thing I'm hoping for when you talk about that, Toby, is maybe they played a bunch of weak teams. Now, they played a couple of teams who are obviously not very weak at all. And looking at some of their regular season games, they played one very tough game with Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy. They're one of the top teams in the state. They only lost that one by 5 points. They beat Cherryville, a team we played in the playoffs, and they also had a close game and a loss to Bessemer City, the team that knocked us out in the second round last year. But I'm wondering, some of those other games, were they just really overmatched with some of those teams, and was the competition really that good? So that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Well, even still, though, Gary, if you played that kind of schedule, to get 2,727 yards is pretty doggone good no matter who you're playing against.
Oh, no question about it when you have that many yards against anybody. And you're right, coming in, this team is 7-4. They're 5-2 in the conference, and which is, to me, a little bit unusual in itself, Toby, even though they're a charter school. They actually play in the Southern Piedmont 1A Conference. So that gives them, to me, a little more credibility. They're part of a conference. They're playing a schedule. And obviously, just looking at them warm up, they are loaded with talent.
They are very talented and very athletic. It's kind of scary to watch them. We watched the kicker. He was nailing stuff from 38 yards with 25, 30 yards to spare. And you looked it up, he's not even kicked a field goal this year. And so it's just crazy to see this team, how athletic they are. And the Southern Piedmont is a conference that our folks should be familiar with. Bessemer City, who we played last year and eliminated us from the playoffs down there, they're from the Southern Piedmont. Right. Cherryville is a Southern Piedmont school. And so there are teams down there that you're familiar with. This is the conference that used to be a split conference that had to come up here and play and was very weak. That has changed in the last few years dramatically. Now they have, 4, 5, 6 charter schools who've moved into that conference with Bessemer City, Cherryville, and who's the other one?
And that's it. The rest of them are charters.
So it's a different world, folks. And as I wrote earlier this week in that article, it's kind of old style versus the new era, the new wave of high school athletics here in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, where you've got charter schools competing among public schools, and the debate rages on about how fair that is. And I'm sure we could spend the remainder of our pregame show debating that and not come to any kind of conclusions that anybody down in Chapel Hill would be happy with. But I'm sure we'd be on the same page about how fair it is.
Don't get me started on that, because in my mind it's not fair at all. And but Toby, you're right. This is, I think, an interesting matchup. Can we contain their athleticism? Can we contain their speed? Can we come out with what we've always been known for, and that's a lot of toughness and a lot of grit? Will that make up for some of the athleticism and the talent we're seeing out there?
And, Gary, it's worth saying that it's a night where we have to trust each other. We have to trust the scheme and know that you're going to get punched. The one thing that's for sure fans at home need to get used to is this team will score early.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason that is because no matter what Coach Blankenship did this week in practice, he did not duplicate their speed. And until you can get some plays under your belt and adjust to that, it's going to be, if you remember, the great analogy to that is West Montgomery.
Yes.
When they jumped out to such a huge lead on us here and we come back and won that football game, it was a question of being able to adjust to the quarterback's speed, and he just blew through. First time, our kids didn't even know where he was. He was running so fast. And it'll be a lot like that tonight. I feel like that the athleticism of this team will take us a little bit by surprise. They're not they're more athletic than anybody we've probably seen since the first of the season, and maybe some of the 3A schools. So it'll be – and we'll have to take those punches and be able to respond.
Oh, no doubt. That's going to be the key to the game, Toby. How can we adjust to this speed and athleticism? Fans, we're going to take a 2-minute break. By the way, we want to remind everybody we are on live on WBHN on 1590 AM and 94.1 FM. We're also live on the Internet on the Maroon Devils Network. Now, you probably have figured it out by now. We cannot be live with the video due to the North Carolina High School Athletic Association regulations and cost that is involved in that. So we are going to be live on the air and on the Internet, and we'll have the video that's going to be taped with Joe Holt and Emma Dingle and getting all that done. But fans, stay tuned. We're going to break down the line for this 2-minute timeout, and we'll continue in just a moment. Stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back here on a Friday night as the temperatures are going down and the moon is coming up and our Maroon Devils are warming up. And these guys from Mountain Island Charter, they call themselves the Raptors. Their colors, by the way, because you can't watch it live here tonight, just so you know, they're Kelly green, royal blue. It almost looks black and white. So they have really dark blue pants with a kind of a blue and white stripe down the side, white jerseys, green numbers, and green helmets. And putting on the headset, Coach Rod White and coaches, we watch them warm up. It's very obvious, as Toby Burrell and I were just talking a moment ago, they have a ton of athleticism over there.
Yeah, you can see up and down the field right now the way they're moving around. They're very athletic, and a whole lot of that will come into play, and some of it will, some of it won't, and a whole lot of it will also boil down to what happens at the line of scrimmage. So a lot of variables here, and we don't have any history with these people. That's what's difficult. Normally, you're playing somebody out of Ashe County in the first round or Stokes County, somebody down in that area and that you got a little bit of history with. You know people down in that area if you played against them off and on for several years, but no history whatsoever with these people.
And, Coach, that's one question I had in my mind, and I hope I'm trying to think positive here, but they have the best running back in the state as far as yards go, and that's Elijah Burris. 2,727 yards, averaging 15 yards a carry, 248 yards a game, 34 rushing touchdowns. So it could be one or two or three possibilities. Give me your thoughts on this. Either he's an outstanding running back, or they have an outstanding offensive line, or maybe both.
The combination is what's scary. That's the combination. One or the other you can overcome at times. You really can.
Right.
If you can keep him beat at the line of scrimmage, he's got no place to go. He's still going to get some of his. He's athletic enough, from what I understand it, that broken plays, plays where he's just out there flying by the seat of his pants, he's getting as many yards as he is off something that you draw up. Well, if you got an athlete like that, you turn him loose. But if it's the combination of the two, if he's that good, which I don't know, I have never laid eyes on him, I couldn't tell you. But if he's that good, then you got to come up with ways of using the field to contain him and keep him in perspective, because great athletes can make you look bad, although the rest of the team may not be very good. We don't know.
Yeah, and Coach, they're obviously a run-first team, but they have the ability to throw. Demetrius Washington, and by the way, Elijah Burris and Demetrius Washington, their two best players are both juniors, and they're also sons of coaches. They have 10 coaches on this team. They got a coach for everything over there, and but they can throw it. Demetrius Washington has passed 85 times. He's hit 68 of them. I mean, that's an incredible 80% completion rate for just a little over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. So they don't throw it a lot, but when they do, they're really darn accurate at 80%.
Yeah, they're setting it up. I mean, when your eyes are back there in that backfield on 5 and trying to keep up with him and the quarterback running with the football, then, they're going to take advantage of you. They got athletes on the outside edges, too. I mean, they're tall kids. They can run. They can jump. Just watch it, like you were talking about, watching them warm up just a little bit. They're extremely athletic.
And they're a veteran team. They have 47 players, so they have a big roster. And they don't have a bunch of freshmen. They have 21 seniors on this team. They have 10 juniors, so 31 of 47 are upperclassmen. And that says a lot about veteran leadership and experience. And they're just bigger, stronger than the younger kids.
Right, exactly. And I would say for the most part, they're seasoned no matter what, because of some of the ball games they've been in. Just what little bit I do know about this particular team, that they play a lot of folks. They don't worry about necessarily are you the best one in that position. They're going to put a lot of people on the field.
And they do, and they've, as Toby and I were talking, they played one of the top teams in the state, this Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy. That's the number one team in that conference. They only lost by 5 to them, and they're ranked in the top 10 in all these power rankings for whatever that might be worth. Now, they beat Cherryville pretty easily, 41-7. They had a tough loss to Bessemer City, the team that knocked us out in the second round last year. Right. They only put up 8 points on them, so that tells you they can be stopped.
Well, they can, and I'm sure that Coach Blankenship and his staff has taken a real close look at what these other teams have done and not done to get prepared to play this bunch. And it's one of those things you don't know. That's why we play them till you get out there. Everything looks good on paper, and then I always like to used to come up with plan A, B, and sometimes C because you never know when you get out there exactly what you're going to see.
Well, Toby Burrell had a really great point, I thought, in the opening comments. He said, just like when we played West Montgomery here in that shootout game that we won in the last seconds, sometimes when they have that much speed, because Coach Neil Blankenship cannot duplicate that in practice, sometimes it takes us a while to get used to that speed and figure out what they're doing.
It is. Many ball games we've gone into over the years where they got a great running back and he's very, very fast, or a great receiver and he's very fast. And in one or two plays, all of a sudden your players go, Coach was right. He's faster than us. We're going to have to use better angles, at what we're doing here because we found ourselves in ball games behind early because we just hadn't got geared up. You can't, like you say, you can't duplicate it in practice. You can talk about it. You can try to simulate it. I've even brought former players out there to come out and put a helmet and shoulder pads on just that were faster than what anybody we had at practice, just so we could get a pretty good look at it.
And that's a big item to deal with. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to listen to Emma Dingle. She's had a chance to sit down and talk some football with head coach Neil Blankenship. And here's Emma and Neil about this week's contest.
Hello, Maroon Nation. This is Emma Dingle for the Maroon Devils Network. I'm here with head football coach Neil Blankenship. Coach, our Devils had a decisive victory over the Gladiators nearly 2 weeks ago, which gave your less experienced players a chance to play the second half. How valuable was that playtime for the future of the program?
Well, it's just good for those kids. They're out there every day when we practice, and they get an opportunity to get in there and play a lot of minutes and get a lot of plays in. And sometimes they go from games where they don't get any time or just a little bit of time. So it was always good to get them in and get them some reps and let them see how much they've improved from the beginning of the year, because some of them haven't had that time. And it's always good to see that, and I enjoy that time for them. And it lets them know why they're there to work, and that opportunity does come sometimes. And so I was pleased to get them to play, and it was a lot of fun with that. And the kids had a good time, and it makes them coming back to practice next week a lot better.
We had a week off before the start of the playoffs this week. How has the extra practice time affected the team?
Well, we took 1 day off there before, and let them get their legs up underneath them, and then last week we did nothing but work on fundamentals and start getting ready for the playoffs. Go back and look at things that we need to work on to get better, and add a few things here and there, and just work on some kids and try to get some depth established where we needed it. But we took that practice time to work on those things, and hopefully it'll show in the playoffs.
This week we face Mountain Island Charter School for the first time. I understand that they have an outstanding running back, Elijah Burris, who has put up some very impressive stats this year. How can our defense contain him?
Well, he's not the only one they got. They're probably the most athletic team we've faced in a while. And he's a big-time junior prospect running back. He's committed to Carolina. He's leading the state in rushing. So he's a unbelievable athlete and unbelievable running back. He runs hard, and then they've got a quarterback that comes in who also runs hard and runs well and is fast too. And so they've got speed everywhere. But when you want to contain speed, you got to do it as a team. They're just looking for those seams to get through, and as a team we got to play team defense, and everybody take care of their gap and get to the football. And when you get there, you got to tackle and put your head on them and wrap up and hang on till help gets there. So it's a team thing on D, and a lot of times people don't see it that way, but that's what you got to do when you play somebody with his speed, and it's the way he can change direction. So, we'll have our work cut out for us. Our best defense will be our offense, keeping the ball from them and us controlling the clock. And if they're not on the field, they can't score that way. So, there'll be two sides of that story there.
How will the wet field conditions affect either team's play?
Well, I'm hoping it'll help us. With the field's going to be wet. It's rained here for about 2 weeks, it seems like, and I just walked it a while ago, and it's extremely soft. And so I'm hoping the footing's not going to be real great. So I'm hoping that'll come to our advantage, and we'll be pretty good mudders out there. Is what I've told them all week. Is we'll get out there and roll around that mud, and I hope we do a good job with that and taking care of the football because they play on turf, so they're not used to playing in something like this. So I hope that becomes our advantage.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck. This is Emma Dingle for the Maroon Devils Network. And now, back to the pregame show.
Fans, welcome back. We're going to take a 2-minute break down the line for these commercial messages. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as we're getting ready for kickoff coming up in just about 5 or 6 minutes here on this Friday night as these Raptors are here from Mountain Island Charter School. And in case you're wondering where they're from down in Mount Holly, North Carolina. If you're familiar with that area, that's just a neighborhood community next to Gastonia and Charlotte, not too far from Charlotte down there, and Belmont. All those communities are right in there, kind of neck and neck, but just kind of a backdoor bedroom community, if you will, of Gastonia and Charlotte. But, Coach, obviously an area where they have a lot of talent down there. Obviously, there's a lot of people down there, and that provides a lot of talent, and they can kind of pick and choose, being a charter school that they are.
Yeah, that's the one thing about that area. Over the years, the biggest schools down there, Charlotte Independence, West Charlotte, some of these other Olympic High School. What started to happen is that the old trickle-down theory has started about these players moving out into these other areas, and sometimes that's why you don't hear about those teams much anymore. They're losing some of the base as far as their student enrollment, and people are opting in those areas either for these homeschool club teams or these the charter schools.
You're right. Talking about that, I remember so many state championships won by Charlotte Independence back when they had Chris Leak, who went on to play for the Florida Gators. They had several kids go on to play major college football, and that was a powerhouse for several years they had at Independence High School.
Yeah, during the early 2000s, we were rubbing elbows with them at different places when we were being successful, and they would be there to sometimes playing even in the same stadium, either right after us or something of that nature. So it was always interesting to be around those programs and see those things happen. And then as they redistrict, they build more schools, and a lot of folks that move out into the out of the urban areas, they opt for different schools.
Oh, they do. Now, some guys won't be suiting up here tonight for our Maroon Devils. We got a couple of kids who are banged up and can't play tonight. We're talking about Connor McCoy, who was one of our two-way starters earlier. Aiden Smith is banged up. He can't play tonight. But on the other side, I noticed that a couple of kids from this Mountain Island charter football team, James Gardner, one of their big 300-pound linemen. He is not dressed out tonight. Also, they had Marcus Graham, one of their quarterback wide receiver athletes. He is not dressed out tonight. So both teams have a couple of kids who can't play, and we hope they're going to get better quick. And obviously, those kids that are injured, I guess, are hoping, hey, how long can we make this season go?
Yeah, exactly. This is do or die, and all the players know that. This is you're either playing in your last football game, or you're playing for the opportunity to go on and at least get one more in. And every week, it's just trying to get to that next level.
And it really is. Coach, talking about their conference, Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy is the team that won their league. They finished 11-0. They're one of the top 5 teams in the 1A power rankings in the state. Bessemer City finished second. They were 6-5 overall. Mountain Island Charter actually finished third, even though they tied with Bessemer City at 5-2 in the conference, but the tiebreaker went to Bessemer City because they beat Mountain Island Charter 18-8. Followed by Community School of Davidson, Cherryville. So really, there are only 2 regular schools in the league, Bessemer City and Cherryville. Then you have Union Academy, Pine Lake, and Highland School of Technology. Yeah. Just a bunch of charter schools in there.
That's what's starting to happen down in that area more and more. And it's folks realize that if you get out of this area right here where the public schools are pretty much the domain in this area, you get around these larger towns and cities, and people are opting for the smaller school environment. They really are. The big schools, they're fine. I mean, if that's where you want to attend a large public school. But a lot of folks are opting for different ways of getting these kids an education and an opportunity to participate.
And they really are. Of course, Mountain Island Charter is the first charter school we've ever played in the playoffs, and going to be interesting. Now, our playoff record in the first round is pretty darn fantastic. 35-2 over the years. We're on an 18-game home playoff winning streak, which we have done one other time. So a win tonight would be a school-best 19-game home playoff winning streak, and we'd love to do that. But we've had a ton of success, and I know you were a great part of that. 35-2 in the first round.
Wow, I didn't realize that. That's stats. That jumps out at you, doesn't it? You know, and that's interesting right there. I had no idea that I'd never even thought of it in those terms that we had won that many opening playoff games and here at home.
Now, here's some other stats that'll knock your socks off. In Swain County Memorial Stadium, our Maroon Devils are 58-4, all-time overall in the playoffs. This dates back to 1981. Mm-hmm. All-time at Swain, we're 60-5, which includes a 2-1 record up at the old stadium at the old practice field. So those are pretty good numbers, aren't they?
Man, that's great. That's good news to hear. Those are stats. I had absolutely no earthly idea that those existed. That's great.
35-2 in the first round. We hope we can make it 36-2. But a lot of folks, of course, remember, and I think maybe our fans are taking this game for granted, and they shouldn't. But in most of those wins, Coach, we were a high seed playing a low seed.
Right.
And, yes, some of those games were blowouts. Mm-hmm. This is not the case here tonight.
No.
We're an 8 seed playing a 9 seed. We're almost even here.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you end up in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
You're playing right on top of each other while the others either get buys, or if you're at the bottom of the seedings, then you're having to play the best out there right away. And so when you end up in the middle of the pack with your record and you're seeded there, you're playing pretty equal teams in the middle.
Oh, no question. As I mentioned, we finished third place in our conference behind Murphy and Robbinsville. They finished in third place in their conference behind Thomas Jefferson and Bessemer City.
Right.
So we're even in so many ways. But, again, you look over there across the field, they didn't bring a whole lot of fans with them. They're probably almost a 4-hour drive away, three and a half at least, and a long way down the road. But again, they have a lot of athletes, and we're going to find out pretty quick how we can match up with these guys.
Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see. And the folks that made the trip up here, they from the Mountain Island Charter School area, they're as interested as we are in exactly how – this is their first time here. They have no idea what to expect, and neither do we. Like I said, no history.
Now, to get things underway, they're going to be kicking off to our Maroon Devils. And Coach, we were watching their kicker warm up. And what is really kind of amazing, their kicker, number 84, Todd Pledger, was kicking 50-plus yard field goals. But what is really strange, he has not kicked a field goal all season.
Well, that's it. That is interesting because either they've not been in the situation where they felt like they needed to, or that maybe he's just not a real good field goal kicker when it comes right down to it, and everybody's coming after him. We don't know either way, but we're going to watch him kick off right here. And folks can't see it at home because it's not being televised, but we'll try to give you as good a play-by-play as we can.
Oh, no question. Now, he's tall enough. He's 6'6", a sophomore. He, again, is their kickoff man. He's hit 20 out of 24 point-after-touchdown conversions, and he has a leg, as we saw in the warm-ups. This is going to be more of a line drive, going to be taken at the 11-yard line. We're going to bring it back. And out across the 20, and jacked up right there at the 23-yard line is going to be Ian Brooks on the return. And we're ready to go on offense, Coach, so it's going to be interesting to see. Now, we watched them warm up, and we saw a lot of this, a lot of two platooning. They don't play a lot of kids both ways.
Right, yeah, they're out there to play them all, and that's one of the advantages of the numbers they have over there, and I'm sure they're going to put their athletes out there when they need to, but a lot of those schools, those kids go there because they feel like at some point in time they'll get a chance. And
here we go, unbalanced line, left side. We run to the left side. Bryce Sane has no room to run to, and we're going to be watching one of their leading athletes. Their leading tackler is number 7, Gabriel Stevens, has 107 tackles on the year. He's 6'3", 190 pounds, and we see him already over there at kind of that outside linebacker spot, so we'll be watching him some tonight.
Yeah, speaking with the coaches earlier in the ball game, or before the ball game, they were talking about they blitz almost every down from some direction, just trying to pack people in there and cause confusion. So it'd be like two trains, and there goes one train right there.
Bryce Sane kicks it outside, gets the first down of the night. So they brought a lot of people inside. He popped it outside, Coach. Very well played by Bryce on the offensive line.
Right, we run the outside veer for folks to understand that. We block down on them. We leave the end man standing. Bryce broke that tackle at the line of scrimmage, and once he did, he hit it towards the sidelines and picked up the first down. Ball's approaching midfield.
Outstanding job by Bryce. First down now for the Maroon Devils at our 43-yard line. Damian getting under center. We're just underway in the first quarter as we're starting to back up the Raptors of Mountain Island Charter. Now we load the right side of the offensive line, and that's where we're going to run to. Right over there with Ian Brooks, and Ian fighting hard for yardage down to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 7.
For folks at home, we've moved the guard and the tackle to the other side of the football before the snap of the football, just traded them over, and there was too many gaps for them to blitz through, and we just ran a hard wedge block dive right behind the two guards that were on the same side. And Ian ran up in there and picked up about 6 yards.
Good job by Ian. Now, second down, we need
same
about
formation
4.
to the other side now.
At the 49, and we
Same
run to
play.
that side.
Yep.
And another good gain, Coach, almost a first down. He got out about the 47-yard line of Mountain Island Charter. Let's see if they're going to give us the first down. I think they might.
It's going to be close. It's within a couple of feet.
A little short. Well, no, they're going to give it to us.
Yep.
Wow, I think we got a good spot on that.
I think we did. And the thing about it is that's a pretty good game plan right there to stop some of that blitzing. We are going so unbalanced we've got both guards. Now here we go trading again. We got 5 linemen on one side and running the dive in a minute. He's going to keep it.
But here comes Ian Brooks.
There goes Ian.
Another hard run down to the 40. Another 7-yard pickup, Coach. So I'm not sure they've seen this.
No, it's outside veer looking. I mean, everybody's blocking down, and they're trying to blitz, and they don't know exactly where to come to because they're gap blitzers. You can tell by the way they've been running through, but they don't know exactly where to go.
And they've got some big size up front. One of those guys, 65, Cameron Lee, is 5'11" and 300 pounds in there. We're trying to stay away from him, obviously, but they bring their linebackers right up in the gaps. And this time we get another first down to the 36-yard line. Good hard running again to the left side.
And for folks at home that couldn't see it, this time we overloaded to the right-hand side and we ran the veer back to the weak side where we just had the 2 offensive linemen and nobody else. And we pick up another first down. They're trying to overload now where we're putting these linemen. They ended up with 5. They're starting in a 5-2 front, and they're trying to move people out of the secondary up there. Now we're overloaded to it. We're heavy to the left this time.
Only one wide receiver. We run just straight up the gut, and this is going to be Bryce down to the 30-yard line. So, Coach, we've got everybody except the quarterback, 2 backs, and a wide receiver up on the line of scrimmage.
We are absolutely overloading them. I mean, we've got 8 people on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And so what that ends up happening, they're trying to figure out what to do up there. And they're right now they're discussing it. Their defensive linemen are because they're wanting to keep a nose man over the center. But when we line up with 5 people on one side of the football, now they're going to try to blitz through that gap. And there goes Ian again. Another first down.
And that's a good first down. And, Coach, that's a big matchup in front. We got Cameron Lee, the 300-pounder, their nose tackle, right up there over our center, Nolan Brown, who's also a 300-pounder. So You're talking about 2 big bulls in there.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now is there's nothing. You can't plan for this. We have no idea how they're going to line up when we come to the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to split one out.
Yep.
And still going with an unbalanced set to the right-hand side. Going to run a weak side veer. He keeps it.
Oh, good run over there by Damian. So Damian Lossy carries for his first time tonight down to the 15-yard line.
Yep.
That's going to bring up, let's see, got a second down coming up, and we're just getting some positive yards every play. That's second down and 3.
Exactly. And we ran the veer then to the 2 offensive lineman side, 5 on the other side. Just all they did was cut off block, and we ran the veer. And Damian pulled it this time. And when he pulled it, they left. There was nobody there to take him initially. So the linebackers are having to try to find him.
Outstanding opening drive for the Maroon Devil offense. We have gained positive yards on just about every play. And right now, the Raptors are trying to figure out how do we defend the unbalanced line. This time we're going strong side right, 1 wide receiver, and it's going to be Ian Brooks on the carry down inside the 10. It's another Maroon Devil first down, Coach. It's going to be first and goal to go.
First and goal just right at the 10-yard line. I mean, right at it. We may be able to get another first down on the 1-foot line. I don't know. No, he's going to spot it right out on the 10-yard line. So what we're doing is they're confused out there a little bit. They don't know exactly what to do about this. Now we're going to split one out, and we're going to go unbalanced again to the right-hand side. That's the wide side of the field. We'll see if we continue to run the veer at him.
Jesse Waldrop, the only wide receiver we've used on this drive.
Veer, and that's going to be 6.
Bryce Sane in the end zone, touchdown, Coach. Yep. He had contact at the line of scrimmage, pumped it outside, and made it pay.
They blocked it down the way you're supposed to block it, and there's one defensive, one linebacker left out there, and he's having to guess who's got the football. I mean, when we overload and we run that veer back to that 2 offensive lineman side, after they've shifted over, there's not but 2 or 3 players left over there.
And Bryce Sane, as quick as he is, it's hard for a linebacker to run him down. Now we're going to kick the point after touchdown. Coming on is Hunter Call, and he is going to try to boot this one up and in, and we've kind of struggled with this year.
Yep.
And that one is going to be no good. And we're going to go to a timeout, but our Maroon Devils draw first blood with a 6-0 lead over the Raptors of Mountain Island Charter. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. We saw a patented Swain High Maroon Devil veer drive for a touchdown, and our Maroon Devils up 6-0 here as we're going to be kicking off now. Back to the Raptors. This one is going to be a little high and a little short. Going to be taken at the 25. They bring it back out to the 30, out to the 35, across to the 37-yard line. It's going to be number 32 on the return over there. That's Markel McKinney, one of their freshmen, and they have several freshmen on the lineup, Coach, who actually are playing here tonight.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure if they're traveling with them that they've got some ability. But one thing I noticed in that first drive, Gary, was a lot of their defensive players ending up on the ground on their back in that first drive. They stopped us on that first play, which was an off-tackle play that was pretty much a power play. And after that, once we got in that unbalanced line, we started pancaking them.
And they have some big guys on their offensive line. Let's see if they can use that size to their advantage. They hand off, and it's going to be the first carry here tonight. Trying to pop it outside and getting 2 or 3 yards is going to be Elijah Burris. And, Coach, I never thought about this, but a good point brought up by Coach Neil Blankenship. Obviously, with this wet field, I think that's an advantage Maroon Devils.
Yeah, I don't ever remember it being a disadvantage to us playing here and when it was wet. It's always been an advantage, and we did a great job right then. You couldn't see it at home of stringing him out to the sidelines. He kept wanting to get upfield, and he didn't have any place to go. So now he's got they got the wide side of the field back over here again. Give it to him again.
And a penalty flag. First one of the night here, Coach. And they may be jumping a little bit early. Let's see if that's the case.
I mean, I think they signaled we were offsides. I'm not sure.
That could be the case as well.
I thought I saw that over there to begin with, but I'm not. The other official over here may have seen something different.
Now, this is probably not a Smoky Mountain Conference officiating crew.
Well, 1 or 2 of them, I saw them come out down there, but I didn't know the rest of the guys. There's one out there, but I can't remember the young man's name. It's probably a good thing I didn't remember his name.
Here they go. They're going to line him up. And, of course, Burris is their go-to guy. They have some big linemen. One of those guys, 5'11", 300. We'll check on more of the sizes as we can.
Trap.
Just straight ahead, right up the A-gap. And this time they're going to hand it off and run out to the 48-yard line.
Looks like
and
he may have got a first down.
And he's their go-to guy, Coach. He's carried every time.
Yeah, that time there, instead of running the straight zone play where they were all trying to block in a direction and so he could find a gap. This time they pulled the guard and trapped the defensive end and found a seam.
And their smallest lineman goes 240 pounds. So, again,
there's
they
the same
have
play.
Plenty of size. Here they run to the right side. There's a gap. This time he's down to the 40, breaking a tackle, 35, down to the 33-yard line. First down and 10 for the Raptors as he got just enough seam there, Coach, to get into the secondary.
Yeah, they trapped us right at the line of scrimmage. I'm not real sure exactly what the defensive linemen were seeing there, but very seldom does the defensive lineman get trapped in a play like that right there if he's playing on the line of scrimmage.
Now they bring 2 wide to the left side, 1 wide to the right side, and it looks like a passing set.
There we go. Now, Wolf front right here, they'll take some of that trap away.
And this time they fake the
Zone,
handoff, and the quarterback runs to the left side. He pops it outside, 30, 25, gets a block down to the 20, down to the 16. Penalty flag down, and a holding call may bring back a very good run by quarterback Demetrius Washington.
Yeah, he faked it to the running back then, kept it coming back out the backside there on the zone. It's a zone read, and he just hung on to it, and it is a holding call, and that'll bring it back from the spot of the foul, I'm pretty sure.
Now, talking about their athletes in the backfield, their horse, of course, Burris is 5'10", 215 pounds, power and speed. Now, Demetrius Washington, the quarterback, is all about speed and quickness. He's 5'10", only 155 pounds, but, Coach, as we saw, very quick.
Yeah, he got out there in the field, and he was on the wide side of the field, and there was a blocker on each one of our defenders, and he had the whole field to manipulate with right there, and he got it upfield in a hurry. So it's going to leave first down in about 9 now.
So after the penalty, they're going to bring it back to our 32. First down and 9. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
First time we've seen the spread. Now there's no tight end this time. A complete spread, twins on both sides. He's going to throw this one.
Back to
upfield,
throw.
he's hanging it up.
Left side, got a man open, and he's got it. Touchdown in the end zone, and that's the quarterback, Demetrius Washington.
Yeah.
They actually brought in Kobe Creamer, who threw to the original quarterback.
Yeah, right. He was out here lined up wide, and he just ran a fly route, and he really beat 2 of us. The free safety rolled over, and he got in behind both of us real fast.
So a well-placed ball. It was in the deep left corner of the end zone, and he had just enough daylight back there to pull it in for the touchdown. But interesting scheme, as you mentioned, spread it out 4 wide. One of those the quarterback, and they just tossed it down there to him. Now here's the PAT guy. Pledger is 20 of 24 on the season. And again, he's got a big leg, plenty of leg. If he can get it between the uprights. Oh, we blocked it. Good hustle in there. Coming in to block it looks like Charlie Lambert coming in there along with 32. So a good job by Colby Taylor and Charlie Lambert.
Yeah, I think right then I wasn't real sure when on the touchdown play that our defenders actually even knew that the ball had been thrown. I think something happened up there that they may have been a little confused about the personnel. That it looked more like it was going to be a wildcat formation where he was going to take a direct snap and just take off running with it. But he got behind us for sure.
So now we're going to be kicking it back to. The Raptors are going to be kicking it back to our Maroon Devils. We're all tied at 6-6. Neither team has converted on the PAT. We blocked theirs and we missed ours, so we're dead even. And, Coach, again, we say this over and over, but those special teams plays and conversions can really, really be big.
Yes, they can. And most of the time when one team misses and the other one hits, then it's always that's in the back of your mind as a coach. Are you the one that hit it? Then you're that 1 point could loom large. If you're the one that missed it, that it looms even larger. So
here we go. They're going to kick it off again. Pledger has a pretty good leg. As the Raptors in dark blue pants, white jerseys, green numbers, green helmets. Our Maroon Devils, solid maroon and white numbers, maroon helmets, lined up ready to return and get back to work with that veer that just knocked Mountain Island Charter around on that first drive.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's what Coach Blankenship and Coach Marr have in store right now, but we'll see.
It worked really well. Here's a line drive. This one is going to be going into the end zone. Wisely, our guys let it go because they couldn't get a good handle on it. No. And that's when you want to let it go.
Yeah, that's the one you do want to let it roll on in. It probably hit about the 10-yard line, but it was a line drive, and it was the momentum was going to carry it on in. You don't want to try to scoop that ball back up there on the 1-yard line and it moving that slow.
Yeah, and especially because we can see down there in that corner of the field, Coach, that may be the wettest area of the field.
This side, really both sides of this right here, over the years, just notoriously for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but it's always been the wettest.
Welcome back. Now we're jumping offside here, Coach. We got 2 guys moving, so that's going to back us up on the false start. So we have Sonia Blankenship bringing pizzas up here. We definitely want to give her plenty of room and help her out all we can. So we love you for pizza. Yes, we do. Our principal here at Swain County High School, Sonia Blankenship, doing a good job bringing those up. And Coach, now we got to smell those things until halftime. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, and I didn't eat anything before I left the house. All right, here we go, unbalanced again.
And got the I formation.
Right.
And this
Power
time,
play again.
Oh,
Ooh.
This time they met us right in the hole coming up there, and that is their leading tackler, number 7, Gabriel Stevens.
Yeah, this time they overloaded, and we ran right into the unbalanced side, and he stepped right up in the gap. Really made it just an arm tackle. Just hit Bryce right around the shoulder pads with his arm and took him down.
So now looking at what they try to run on defense, you're right. They have 9 guys up in the box.
Yeah, they got one. They're playing with the free safety, and that's it.
Got another penalty flag.
Yeah,
we had a false start, and we're going to have another false start. So we're going to be looking at 2nd down and 20 right out of the gate here with 4:46 to play in this first quarter. We're all tied at 6-6.
Yeah, you can't start shooting yourself in the foot against a team like this. If you're going to drive the football, you got to drive it. And getting pinned back here and deep in your own territory and even trying to punt it out. You're going to give them great field position, and they've already shown how quick they can get on the board.
Oh, no doubt. So right now, split backs. Damian Lossy under center. He turns and hands off. Running to the left side is going to be Bryce Sane. And, Coach, it looks to me like, and, of course, everybody has their own opinion, but they've adjusted a little bit.
Well, they did, but right then I was looking, Gary, they're kind of leaving the unbalanced side alone right now. They're not overloading it like they were to begin with, and it may be because they've decided that they're just going to let those linebackers run to it if they see it. Whichever way our quarterback opens up, they're running to those seams on that side immediately, to those alleys. Now we're going to go a different formation. We got double twins now.
Yeah, got a spread set here, 4 wide receivers. And you're right, Coach, it looks like they're just going to read what we're trying to do, but we spread it out this time, only one back, and he actually gets the football. It's on the ground, and there's a fight for it at the 15-yard line. Damian Lossy, I think, got it back. They got their hands on it first, but I think Damian might have out-wrestled him for the football.
He did. The ball laid on the ground, and the player from Mountain Charter, he reached and grabbed it, but Damian literally reached in there and took it away from him while he was laying on the ground.
He did. And now let's see. We're going to have to punt it away. And, boy, Coach, you're right. Talking about flipping the field, Damian Lossy is going to be punting from the goal line. And back deep to return now for Mountain Island Charter is going to be number 16 on the season. Will Owens, one of their leading receivers, is going to take a Maroon Devil roll down inside Mountain Island Charter territory to the 48. First down and 10, no return. So that was really an outstanding punt.
Yeah, for me, I almost said 52-yard line because I was counting the yards there. That was pretty good. Yeah, it was 48-yard line, but I was counting from where Damian was standing. It traveled 52 yards, so that's great.
That was
at least it's about the ball's back at midfield now, and we got a fighting chance.
Oh, no doubt. Coach, if it's any consolation, I did that once in my broadcasting career. I got real excited about a play, and this is how it went. He's at the 45. He's at the 50. He's at the 55. He's at the 60. Well,
Canadian football.
Obviously, that's not the way it goes. But
right.
Anyway, I learned from that mistake. First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Oh, Mountain Charter almost fumbled the snap. They're going to run to the right side. Kind of a busted play. Our Maroon Devils all over it. And this, he almost broke a tackle, and there's a penalty over there on the sideline.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be holding over there again because as he was running, that receiver was in a fight out there with the corner, and they were hand fighting a lot. It looked like he was trying to come off and got drugged to the ground.
And, Coach, it just looked like that snap, just a split second, he bobbled it.
It did. It bounced right out of his hands, and then when he recovered with it, he just took off.
The timing blew up the whole play.
Right, it did, and that's the kind of plays you're going to get holding calls on with that type of offense because realistically nobody knows where the football is on the offense. So he's running with it wherever he can go.
So our Maroon Devils kind of hurt ourselves with penalties, and now the Raptors are doing the same thing here. First down and about 20 to go after the penalty.
Right,
this time the handoff to Burris around the left side, trying to find some room inside, out to the 40, 45, out to the 47-yard line. And, Coach, we can see already he has such good footwork and such quick change of direction.
We had him hemmed up. I mean, literally, we had people in every alley, and he gave ground and immediately then jumped upfield and shot right between us. And when he tried to jump over us even, we finally got him tackled.
And you can't teach that.
No. That's something that young man was born with that. I mean, he's got vision. You can tell that.
Second down now. They need 11 after a 9-yard pickup. And it's going to be Burris again running to the right side. Cuts it back inside again. Breaks a tackle. 45. Another tackle at the 40. Another tackle into the 30. And he's finally brought down from behind over there. And that was probably a touchdown-saving tackle by Jesse Waldrop.
It was. And Jesse was on the other side of the field and came all the way across. He was playing corner on the other side of the field. Saw him breaking it loose with the football. And he literally just ran right through us. And we were sitting there again, and he stuck his foot in the ground and jumped in the seam so small that it was quick. It's very quick.
And he broke 2, maybe 3 tackles on that particular run. First down and 10 now at our 28-yard line. Maroon Devils with a wolf front, 3-man front. Quarterback's going to draw it, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. There's a great play over there by our number 20, Hunter Burrell.
Yeah, that's great. Great staying at home and seeing what it was. He faked it to the running back. They even blocked it for the running back going that way, and he pulled it. It's a play he broke earlier. It's the same exact play, only this time Hunter stays right there, sets his feet in the ground, and watches. And it's just a split second. That's all it takes. Just a split second. Don't run with that running back immediately, and the quarterback pulls it out, and there he is.
Hunter Burrell, 62 tackles on the year, one of our leading defenders. Second down now and 11. They actually lost a yard. Now they're kind of confused on how they're going to line up. Now they get set. Twins on the left side. And they're confused here on their formation.
Yeah, I think they're a player short right now. Somebody went off the field. Yeah, from looking at it right there, they were missing a receiver out there.
So now they're going to take a quick timeout and get that fixed up here. 1 minute to play in the first quarter. It's been a fast game because, it's been a ground game on both sides here, Coach. Not a whole lot of throwing the football around.
Yeah, been running right in the middle of the field, too. Nobody's running out of bounds. Everything's happening right in between the hash marks out there.
We're seeing physical football on both sides. We're seeing, obviously, physical play from Elijah Burris. He has a big offensive line. But, Coach, he's getting a lot of this on his own with breaking tackles and his quickness.
Yeah, just jumping through seams real fast. Just literally, when I say jump, he's getting a little bit of air under his feet, and his feet, once he gets between two defenders, when they hit the ground, he's running again. But he is literally jumping through seams.
Outstanding running back, as we mentioned, 2,727 yards. That is number 1 in the state in all classifications, 1A to 4A. And so, obviously, an outstanding talent. But here we go, 2nd and 11. Can our Maroon Devils keep them off the scoreboard here? They line up in the shotgun again. They fake the handoff. Back to throw. Washington throwing down the right side. And it's going to be almost intercepted. Good coverage back there on the secondary as we had double coverage back there, Coach.
Yeah, it was a straight-up seam route, just right up the numbers on that side. Quarterback sprints to his left, stops, and just threw it on a rope back across the field. I was impressed with how strong he was throwing that football. Let's see, he threw that football about 45 yards on a rope.
Jesse Waldrop and Bryce Sane back there in double coverage, knocking that football away. And this time they're going to bring a single wide receiver to each side on 3rd and 11. Looks like a passing down, but they have split backs in the backfield. One of the first times tonight we've seen that. They're going to hand off. Sane is going to block. We have a new man in the backfield. He runs to the right side, picks up short yardage. That's Levante Kennedy, his first carry tonight, but they're short.
Yeah, they were just trying to overpower to the wide side of the field and outrun us over there, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and they put 2 backs back there, so he had a lead blocker to get out in front of him and block for him.
And as we mentioned earlier, they have a kicker with an excellent leg, but they haven't tried a field goal. They're not going to try one here.
They're going for it right here, 4th down.
4th down.
Which they're pretty much in that territory.
Almost need
Quarterback
6.
Keeps it.
Oh, he's
we
in
stop
trouble.
Him right there at the line of scrimmage.
Outstanding play by the defense. Good job. And right in the middle of the play again is going to be Hunter Burrell.
Yeah.
He had 2 big stops.
His job is to keep his eyes on that quarterback after that play fake. That's exactly what they ran. They faked the same play they had just run, and the quarterback takes it and runs right straight up the middle of the line of scrimmage. They got a fold block going on in there between the guard and tackle, and he did. And Hunter saw it all the way. He stood right there and stared him down, and then went right to the football.
Right right between the center and the guard. Outstanding read. First down and 10. Maroon Devils back with the football. Split backs. We run to the right side. Barely got that handoff away, and it's going to be Ian Brooks on the carry. But again, positive yards, a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, that time we were just in the standard 2 tight end, 1 wide receiver set, and ran the inside veer to the right-hand side.
Fans, stay tuned. We're going to take a 1-minute break down the line. That's the end of the first quarter. We're tied at 6-6. Stay with us. Back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Our Maroon Devils get it back on the ground, and this time it's going to be Damian Lossy running to the left side here. And, Coach, this time they smelled it out pretty good. But, again, they're very quick on defense. Coming up on the hit over there was Omari Filia. So they have some quick people on that side of the line.
Yeah, we went unbalanced again into the boundary this time and faked the inside veer play, and Damian kept it. And those linebackers are just running. They're just running. They're putting number 7 on the side that we're unbalanced to, and he is supposed to be taking anything outside that line of scrimmage. They're running a scrape down in there. It's exactly what they're doing. What they're doing is when the ball snaps, they're all apexing towards the football.
Right.
Every defensive lineman and linebacker is playing the line of scrimmage from outside in. As soon as the ball snapped, they're running towards the line of scrimmage at like a 45-degree angle, coming pretty much downhill into our running lanes, and that's how they're trying to take it away.
Yeah. And number 7, here we are on 4th down. We need about 1.5 yards. Now Damian Lossy looking to the sideline.
Now there's 11 on the line of scrimmage. They've got them all. Now they're dropping the safety back, trying to make them jump.
We go for it, and wow, we're really close. I think we got it.
I believe we got it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I think we got the momentum at the 35. That's enough for a first down.
Sure
Move the chains, boys.
Yep.
So that was good momentum because they really thought they stopped us, but they didn't.
Yeah, that's gutsy right there to go for it in this situation. But it's
boy.
the playoffs. There is no tomorrow, so
no
pull
question
it all
about
stops.
it. And as you said, Coach, when you're inside your own territory going for it on 4th down, that takes some guts, but it paid off.
Yeah, it does. We made them wait, and they had to sit there and look at it for a while.
First down and 10 at our 35-yard line. We run to the left side. No, Damian keeps it. He stuck it in his gut, pulled it back out to the 42-yard line. Good run by Damian Lossy. Finally knocked down over there by Bunmi Abudu.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, when they're scraping towards the football, when they're coming from outside in towards the football, where it's being snapped from, that's why Damian pulled that to the weak side then, simply because they overran him. They ran right by him, and he's able to pull out of there, and the corner's the one that ends up making the tackle.
So he made the good call there. Instead of letting the running back carry it, he pulled it out of his belly and took off. 2nd down and 1, 9-yard pickup. And this time we run right up the A-gap again. Ian Brooks with a first down. Nothing fancy out across the 45-yard line. And, well, I tell you, things are getting chippy out there. Got some of that going on, and hopefully the referees will keep that under control. You don't want to let that get out of hand.
No, and that was a midline right there. What we tried to do then is leave it inside when they keep widening to our unbalanced side with their tackle on that side, and we just tried to run right inside of him, leave him unblocked, and he made an arm tackle and got us. But we got the first down.
First down now at our 47-yard line, just underway second quarter, still tied at 6-6, split backs, and we run to the left side. And there's another big arm tackle basically by Christian Sellers, number 12, who has 76 tackles on the year.
I wish folks at home could have seen what I saw. I don't know. We airlifted two of their defensive linemen. When I say airlifted, they were off their feet and got absolutely pancaked backwards. I hadn't seen that in a while.
That's good line play.
We got under them and absolutely knocked them backwards.
And that's the thing, is leverage up front. And again, they have 9 guys up in the box, second down. There's a lot of bodies there. Ian Brooks trying to fight and does get a yard. But, boy, he's fighting hard. Coming up with the initial hit over there is 44, Jordan Steele.
Yeah, they're again. They're scraping down in there, and they're making it work for them at times. But then there's times where, and sooner or later you'll see it. We'll get on the edge. We'll find a way to get on the edge, other than with just Damian running the veer play.
Now we got a confusion on personnel coming in over there for the Maroon Devils. Is going to be Hunter Call wide right, so we had to get the right folks in there, and we're still a little bit confused here.
Now we're in the gun.
Third down. Damian drops back in the shotgun. We're still confused, Coach.
Yeah.
We're not right on offense.
Yeah, either the wrong personnel or somebody was lined up wrong.
Yeah, Hunter Call went in. Thomas Allen started to come out. He came on out, and, there was some confusion and it's better to have a timeout and get set than have a busted play and a turnover.
Well, it's third down. You're at midfield. We need to sustain this drive best we can. So I don't know exactly right there what Coach Marr and Coach Blankenship had up their sleeve, but it was going to get interesting, I'm pretty sure, because we were taking them out of that scrape mode. So we'll see what happens.
We're looking at third down. We need about 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Now, if we win tonight, we go up to Mount Airy up near the Virginia line. We've been up there before. They know us, and we know them. And Joe Holt's already freezing thinking about it. That was probably the coldest game we've ever broadcast up there on that scissor lift in the cold. But we whipped them that night. That to me, that made it worthwhile.
Well, it does. And anytime you go to a place like that and those folks up there, they're proud of what they do up there too. So it's interesting.
And this year they're the number 1 seed. Yeah. Here we go, third down. That's next week. Right now we got to take care of business tonight. And we're going to hand off to the left side. There's Bryce Sane. He's stacked up. He's short of the first down, but he's still going. At the 50, down the sideline. Great second effort. He's still short at the 46, but, Coach, he just would not quit.
No, and he got knocked back about 4 yards there, and he got turned around, and then once he stuck his foot in the ground, he got going again right up the sidelines and made some of it back. But now it's going to bring up fourth and a long 3.
Yep. We're at their 46-yard line. Right. On the left hash, we're going to go for it on 4th and 3. One wide receiver left, everybody else in tight, split backs behind Damian.
Unbalanced to the right, to the wide side of the field.
Damian steps up.
Check to the play. They're going to scrape. You can see them run from the line of scrimmage. They're tilted in.
We run left, and this time we don't get it. We're still
Damian
trying.
Pulled it. Damian pulled it. He got it. They're blowing it dead.
What a great play.
Oh, man, they're blowing it dead. Up here's the football.
Yep. They had the wrong guy with the football, Coach, and now let's see if they correct their mistake.
They won't. If an inadvertent whistle blows it dead right there, and if the whistle blew, the ball's down right there. But Damian
they're talking it over. They're talking it over, and let's see if wiser heads come up with the right call here.
And folks, if you couldn't see it, what happened was anybody that's ever run a veer play. Your quarterback stays hooked up with the running back, and he hooked up with him. The running back got hit, and it looked like he was going to go down. Damian reaches back in, pulls the ball out, spins, and takes off upfield and picks up the first down. And actually, he was probably going to score, and they blew it dead.
So he is down at the 37-yard line.
And Coach Blankenship standing where the ball should be.
They're talking to him. And right now it's not looking good.
No, they're picking the ball up.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back.
And they don't have that spot marked by any official, so that means they're bringing it back, and it's going to be their football.
He was stopped. Bryce was hit and stopped at the 45, but he didn't have the football.
Well, see, and now nobody knows where the spot really is. They're just walking back to the original line of scrimmage, and it may be a do-over, which I don't think is legal, but we're going to see.
They're talking with both coaches right now. They're going over there to talk with their head coach. That's Robert Washington, the quarterback's daddy. And as I mentioned, they got enough coaches. They got 10 coaches over there on that sideline.
Yeah, they brought everything they had as far as on the sideline.
I mean, they've got a run game coordinator, a special teams coordinator, an offensive line coach, a defensive line coach. So they got a coach for just about everything over there.
Yep.
Now let's see what they're going to wind up doing.
Yeah.
And they're going to spot it, looks like at the 46-yard line. And it's going to be fourth down. They're going to do over.
I've never seen this. I've never seen this in my life. A do-over. This is kind of like
Stand By Me, the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that movie.
I swear I've never seen this, and I'm not even sure it's legal, folks.
You're right.
An inadvertent whistle is an inadvertent whistle, and I don't know.
Here we go. Fourth down, a do-over.
Yeah. Now we're unbalanced to the wide side of the field.
Damian under center.
We only had one lineman over here.
Oh, we're still short of the first down at the 44-yard line. We're a yard short. We almost had a guy jump, but no call.
Yeah.
But now first down and 10 for the Raptors. They get the football back. But that was an unusual set of plays right there.
Yeah, that's strange.
And, Coach, if you haven't seen it, I know I haven't.
Well, we've had many inadvertent whistles over the year. I remember playing at Rosman one night. We had 3. And every time they brought the ball back from where the whistle blew is where they spotted the football. And I don't know. It blows your mind. I just had never had seen it before.
Yeah, but to see a play actually redo the play, I don't think I've ever seen that either.
Right.
At any level. Just a do-over. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Raptors football at the 44-yard line.
Got 2 backs back there now. Going to give it to 5. He's getting to the wide side of the field.
He's got some room. Cuts inside.
There's that jump cut.
That's good coverage.
Yeah, we got him that time. He tried to jump in between 2 of us again. I mean, he runs out there and tries to get you overextended, and then he just sticks his foot in the ground and goes north and south and gets airborne.
Good tackle.
Yeah.
Jacob Langston, Bryce Sane, and also Ian Brooks, all 3 over there for the tackle.
And
so
that should have been the 3 making that tackle because that's the seams he was running in. Got 2 backs back there again, twins into the boundary, wide side towards the press box to the right.
Second down and 9,
pull
3
that
wides.
guard, I see him cheating. There he comes. Oh, they ran together. Them 2 guards ran together.
Uh-oh, and they're in trouble in the backfield, and their back is going to be stopped for a loss. And again, back in the backfield is going to be Jacob Langston and Ian Brooks and company again.
I wish we could see the replay of that. Any team that runs trap plays, this happens to somewhere along. One guard forgets who's supposed to be pulling, and they run into each other right behind the center, so nobody gets the trap block, and the running back run right into our tackle and got stuffed right there.
Oh, that's a loss on the play of about 4.
Yeah, and if you run enough trap plays, that's going to happen. And then right then they were trying to run a trap play, and those two guards ran into each other right behind the center.
Third down 11 now. They have 4 wide receivers. One back in the backfield. Washington's wanting to throw. Steps up. Quarterback draw play. Has some room. Down to the 46-yard line. Yeah. Right at the sticks for a first down.
Yeah, I'm not real sure he even meant to throw that football. He pulled that thing down so quick and took off straight up field. And he picks up a first down. But they had movement out here, and I don't know why that official let it go. The receiver took off before the ball was ever snapped. No, they're going to mark it short.
Wow. That is interesting.
Yeah.
So they're going to spot it at the 46, just short of it. Now they're going to bring the chains on to measure. And let's see what this will produce. And first measurement we've seen tonight, 5:38 to play before halftime. It's been a fast-moving game. Still tied at 6-6.
Yeah.
It's an 8 and 9 seed going head-to-head tonight.
Yeah, and if you look over there to the wide side of the field, they brought that linebacker in,
number
7, to be the wide out on that side. And in a situation like this where the ball's at, you're going to be at least past midfield, this could be an opportunity, something they may think they had the first down to begin with.
They did.
We're going to hang it up to him. And we'll see if he stays in the game, if they stay with that play.
Now they just need a power play for less than a foot, actually, for a first down.
We need those two guards to run into each other again, right behind the center.
They spread it out again, though. 4 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield. That's Burris with Washington, the quarterback, taking the snap. And our Maroon Devils, bunch of guys up on the line of scrimmage again. 6 guys right up there in the box. And again, they only need less than a foot, literally, for a first down. They're going to swing it out here and throw it. Oh, they hit the ground.
Fourth down.
Bad
That's
play.
right.
Bad play.
Right at midfield.
They swung it out there, Coach, and their receiver, and the field is wet. He hit the knee, and the play's over.
That's it right there. First turnover on downs for them now.
And that's just a dangerous play when you only need a foot. I'm not second-guessing, but wow, I was really surprised.
I was too, because it was obvious they had something schemed, because they brought number 7 in there for some reason, and he was split out wide, but he's not the one they threw it to. They threw it to the underneath receiver on I think they put him out there to block. That's what they did.
Yep. Kind of a wide receiver screen. First
there's
down.
the trade. This right here might mess with them. We just traded to an unbalanced to the left. Oh, they hit us at the line of scrimmage again.
Oh, but again, we got the handoff for a couple of yards. But, boy, they were all over the play. Bryce Sane had to fight, but he got a couple of yards if they give us the spot up at the 48.
Yeah, he did. He stayed on his feet, and they just rolled him backwards there. But that threw a little wrinkle into it when we traded. Then we traded from the unbalanced side back to the two lineman side.
So now second down, 8 to go. Maroon Devils with the football on a 6-6 tie ball game. Just under 5 minutes to play before halftime. But it's been a battle here. Their athleticism against our toughness and our unbalanced line. Veer play. This time they met us in the backfield. We still got a yard to the 46-yard line. But, wow, they're penetrating from time to time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of they're bringing people every down. Talking to some of the coaches before the game, they said they just turn them loose coming downhill, and it's hit or miss. You'll either get a good one or you won't.
Well, we saw one of our best coming out, Jacob Langston, kind of holding his right arm and shoulder a little bit. I hope he's okay. But now he goes back in the lineup. But, again, I hope he's okay. He's holding that arm and shoulder kind of funny.
Yeah.
Third down now. Again, they got a bunch of guys up on the line of scrimmage. We run to the right side. Almost broke it.
Yeah,
outstanding run for a first down to the 35-yard line. Ian Brooks.
No, I believe it.
Or was that Colby Taylor?
Yeah, 35, yes.
So I believe that was Colby Taylor. So outstanding run. And, Coach, he ran by one guy who was in our backfield, but he got by him.
Yeah, that's that scrape mode I was telling you about. We turned him loose, and he went too deep. And when he actually went behind the ball carrier.
So, again, outstanding run. Now staying in the backfield. We're going to have Colby Taylor, who made that run along with our Bryce Same. Now we switch and go unbalanced to the right side. Big Nick Millsap's one of those over there. And now Damian wants to time out. He didn't like something he saw.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a discussion up there about exactly what play it was they were going to run.
And again, in this type of ball game, Coach, with it tied at 6-6, you don't want one of these kind of blunders.
No, not now. Not right now. Not with 3.5 minutes left.
Fans, we'll take a 30-second break. Stay with us. We'll be right back in 30 seconds here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back again in the backfield after the timeout. Colby Taylor, Bryce Sane, Damian Lossy under center, and about 8 or 9 Raptors up in the box for Mountain Island Charter.
You
Coach.
Can't get any more in there. They are stacked in there.
Here we go. We run to the left side, and we get some positive yards, this time running from the 35 to the 33. 2-yard pickup. And now it's kind of becoming a grind right now, Coach. 2 or 3 yards at a time, but keep moving the chains.
Yeah, and hopefully we can drive it down there and score before halftime because it keeps the ball out of their hands.
No doubt. And that's the key, is keeping their athleticism and speed on the sideline.
Yeah, any coach knows that if you can keep the ball out of an athletic team's hands like that, you stand a better chance of success.
This time we run unbalanced to the left side. Again, they have 9 guys up there looking at us. We toss to the left side. There's Bryce Sane cutting the corner, and he's going to be tackled down there by number 2, Levante Kennedy. But that's enough for a first down.
Yeah, I didn't mean to talk over you there, Gary. I got excited because that was the one I was looking for. It didn't score, but it got a first down. That was a quick pitch where they're all packed in there. They're running that scrape, and then all of a sudden we snap the ball, and we just pitch it out there to the back, and he's on the edge, and he's running through them before they know what's happened.
Outstanding job. This time our wide receiver all night, Jesse Waldrop. We haven't thrown to him, but he's been wide just about every play. Jesse out there playing a decoy. This time we run to the right side. Got a penalty flag down. There's Colby Taylor on the carry over there. And a good run, but a penalty flag.
Yeah, I don't know what this could be, because if he's going to call holding.
Could be a hold, could be a chop block. I don't know, Coach. I think it's probably on the offense, I'm guessing. No, they're going to wave it off. Hey, that's okay. Wave it off.
I'm not real sure why he even threw the flag.
Yeah.
But it was something that he wanted to check on, because at least he did run in there and check on it. He didn't give any signal. And the other official came in from the other side and made a gesture, and I think it had to do with alignment.
And sometimes I think they anticipate things.
They do, and backs in the backfield and other things.
Now we got split backs. Damian under center. Turns and hands off, and boy, they met us just after about a yard gain. And I tell you, Bryce Sane's running hard, but boy, he's taking a beating out there, Coach.
Yeah, they're starting to overload again, and they continue to run this scrape. And the tough thing about it is as an offensive lineman, you don't know exactly who it is you're going to be blocking. It causes you to hesitate just a little bit. And their quickness, they've got those 2 linebackers lined up in there behind those 5, and they're just running over the top to the ball. And they're bringing the corners, backside corner that doesn't have a wide out. He's out the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Same set. We toss it out to Colby this time. He turns the corner out to the 10. Penalty flags, and that's going to bring the run back.
Yeah, that would have been a first down.
Yep.
The wide receiver's out there, and they called him for a holding. But there was a quick pitch to the wide side of the field, and another first down.
So now we're going to have to back up some after the holding call. Just a minute and a half to play here. And right now it looks like we have 1 timeout left. They have 2 timeouts left before halftime. And there is the call that's going to back us up and take away our first down.
I'm not sure that was the spot of the foul there either. It was on upfield. It was closer to the end zone. But now he walked up here halfway back and then started marking it off.
Yeah, puts us back at the 26. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 14. Got to get it down to the 12 for a first down here. And again, we got to keep our eye on the clock. We have 1 timeout, minute 24 and counting. And this has been a quick first half. Got a man in motion. That's going to be Bryce Sane all the way out to the sideline. Damian looking, penalty flag down. He's in trouble, and that penalty flag's probably going to be against us again. Yeah, looks like an illegal shift.
That's not illegal.
Or is that?
Yes, he can move that way. I don't know what the official's motioning that the back can't go in motion.
That's it. He called illegal shift, but Bryce was legal coming to the sideline. But
what in the world is that?
Wow, it's going to be declined. That's going to bring up a 4th down. Yeah, I don't get that, Coach.
That's ridiculous is what that is. I don't understand what he's saying, because he put the back in motion towards the sidelines, and he didn't break up field till after the ball snapped. Yeah, matter of fact, he never did break up field. He just came over here and froze like he was going to catch a screen pass. And
Damian ran it.
That's not an illegal motion.
Strange call. 4th down now. Now clock is back running again. 56 seconds and counting. We got to be aware of that. But right now we got to get a first down to keep this drive alive and try to get points before halftime. And now we got whistles blowing again. May have a timeout.
Yeah, we called timeout right here just to make sure. I think we may try to, with 47 seconds left. I don't know if they decide to take a shot at the end zone right here or not. It'll be interesting to see.
No doubt about it. If we, depending on what happens here on fourth down, and
they're playing straight man coverage all over the field. Free safety, he's within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, so the linebackers won't be involved.
And looking at some of our stats here, Coach, we haven't thrown a pass. They are 2 of 3 passing, so we'll see if this is our first shot. And looking at some of the overall yards here, our Maroon Devils holding their own and then some. 31 plays, 147 yards. Meanwhile, Mountain Island Charter only 14 plays, 101 yards.
Right. And theirs has been coming in big chunks.
Yes, they have. But it's all tied. The only stat that really counts at the end of the day is that one on the scoreboard, and we're tied.
And that pretty much tells you right now we've had the football more than they have, and that's good. I mean, that's why we're still in this thing.
Oh, no doubt about it. Our time of possession is outstanding. And right now, here we go with a 4th down and 12. Let's see if we throw it for the first time tonight. We got one wide receiver, split backs behind Damian. Got a man moving a little early. No flag. Down the middle.
There's the flag.
Penalty flag.
Pass interference, yes.
Hunter Call was hit as the ball was in the air by Christian Hunter.
It's a backside dump pass. We lined up unbalanced, but the tackle's eligible because he's got an eligible number on it, and he's that last man on the line of scrimmage. And he took off vertical, and the free safety was running to the wide side of the field to try to defend the veer to that side. And he broke wide open, but then when the corner on the backside saw it, he tried to recover and come over and make a break on the ball and hit him before the ball got there.
So there was
big.
there was contact. He basically hit his arms as he was reaching up. First down, Maroon Devils. It's got to be a first down.
It's got to be, and I don't know why they haven't moved the sticks yet.
There we go. They're a little slow. So now we've got it at the 12-yard line, 42 seconds, no timeouts. No timeouts. So we've either got to score or go quick or get out of bounds. Damian under center again, split backs. Here comes the toss, and they hit us on the backfield. Ball is loose, and looks like we got on the ball, but that's our second fumble tonight. But the clock is running.
Got to hurry.
Clock is running, 31 seconds and counting. Got to get it going here. Got to line up. Damian under center. And he spikes it with 24 seconds.
And bring up 3rd down. That's fine. We've got time right here. We don't have a whole lot of time to run the football. If we do, we got to go to the short side of the field over there and get out of bounds.
That's it.
For sure. But if we're going to throw it, we got 2 shots at it right here and not do anything silly, but at least take our 2 shots.
So now Damian looks to the sideline, getting the play called in from offensive coordinator Jeff Moore over here on the sideline. This time again, he's been wide all night, and that's been Jesse Waldrop. Now we got split backs again, 3rd down. 16 to go. Damian running to the left side, has some room at the 10. Oh, one guy got him from behind. Touchdown saving tackle for Jackson Marley because, Coach, if he hadn't grabbed him from behind, he would have scored.
Yeah, 12 seconds, 11, 10, got to go right here. It's 4th down.
Clock running. Let's see if he spikes it.
No, you can't spike it on 4th down, son.
So now
it's their ball.
He just spiked it on 4th down. He didn't realize what he was doing, and it's Mountain Charter's ball, and that was just a lapse in what he was doing.
He didn't realize what the down was, and bless his heart. That's
just a mistake.
He's upset himself right now.
Yeah, but that's just a mistake. You gotta keep your head in the game. And obviously now they're just going to probably hit a knee and go to the locker room here at halftime, I'm guessing, Coach. But they have that athleticism. They may try to bust one, obviously, and take it all the way to the house. We know for a fact that Elijah Burris has a long this year of 96 yards. This one will only be 90.
Yeah.
So here they go. They're going to line them up with 4 wide receivers, empty backfield. Washington back in the shotgun. So they're going to throw it down the field. They got a guy moving early, and that's going to make them run that play again with 3.7 seconds. And I've noticed, and they're not seeing it, but our back is getting a little early start sometimes on offense as well. They haven't called it.
No, they're letting us get a little momentum. I'll call it momentum. I'm not going to say a jump. We're going to call it momentum.
Quick start. That's it.
Well, and when you run the veer, that's very apt to do a player knowing he's got to get there quick and he's got to get in that seam right now. And They have a tendency to lean on their hand and they get used to that rhythmic snap count from that quarterback, and they know about when it's going to be snapped.
So now there's a quick timeout on the field by Mountain Island Charter. We are out of timeouts. They actually have a couple, but now with only 3.5 seconds to play before halftime. At 6-6, we can see what they were doing, Coach. They just lined up 4 wide receivers, empty backfield, and they were just going to try to throw it out there and try to bust one.
Hang it all up in the air and let one of them run under it and see what they can make happen.
Now, their 2 leading receivers, one is 5'11", that's number 14, Darrell Johnson. Their other leading receiver is 5'7", number 16, Will Owens. So 14 and 16 are their leading receivers on the season. But, hey, they haven't they've only thrown it 3 times tonight. They've hit 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I think they're going to bunch up right now and just take a snap and take a knee right now.
Looks
but
like
they got 2 wide receivers. As long as they got 2 wide receivers, they still throw the football, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now they're going to put 5.5 on the clock, they say. And but, yeah, it looks almost like a victory formation here. They'll just snap it and hit a knee. But and we'll go to halftime. Yeah, they're just going to line up, take a snap, hit a knee, and go to the locker room. And we're going to have a 6-6 tie. Going to be an interesting second half, folks. What a great first half. Our hats off to an outstanding first half by our Maroon Devils against this very athletic Mountain Island Charter team. Coach, we'll come back and talk more, but stay with us right now. It's time for a 2-minute break, and we'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back at halftime. An outstanding effort by our Maroon Devils with a 6-6 tie here. The only difference, well, there is no difference. A 6-6 tie, but both teams have actually missed their one-point conversion here tonight, Coach. We blocked theirs. We missed ours. So, again, that extra point looming large, but I don't think we've seen the last of points on the scoreboard tonight.
No, it's 0-0, and the ball game's going to start all over here again here in a minute. It's going to be one of those things that if we don't we're going to have to keep our heads on our shoulders and keep looking for ways to put the ball in the end zone. But I'm telling you, as soon as you score, you better buckle up even tighter because they get the ball in their hands, they get a little bit scary.
They do, and I'm surprised, honestly, at the halftime stats. Maroon Devils, 35 plays, 149 yards offense, 0 of 2 passing, but again, 33 rushing plays, 149 yards. They were 15 of 101 total offense, 15 plays, 101 yards. They were 2 of 3 passing for 29 yards. Running, they were 12 of carries, 72 yards, and Coach, only 4 first downs. And I'm really impressed by the way our defense has been able to contain their athleticism.
Yeah, the ones that they've broken on us and popped on us have been big ones, but it's that do or die thing at the line of scrimmage. If you can defend them at the line of scrimmage, if you don't, it looks ugly because they start jumping upfield and weaving and bobbing and making you miss. But if you can keep them at the line of scrimmage or keep them at least contained within a 3 or 4 yard perimeter of the line of scrimmage, you're going to win some of those battles. But these stats remind me of some of the old Rosman games we used to get into when Rosman was running the wishbone. And you only got the ball a couple, 3 or 4 times. You were lucky to get it once a quarter. You really were lucky to get it once a quarter at all.
And so far tonight, we've punted once. They haven't punted any. We have seen a couple of balls on the ground, but really no turnovers to speak of. So, Coach, I think we're going to see a real solid second half. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, both teams will make adjustments. Both teams will decide exactly what they're going to hang their hat on because they've got one half of football to decide the destiny for next week and for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
and
because
it's all do or die time, like we said earlier, and both teams have got everything to gain and everything to lose.
Yeah, and the team that loses, they got to break out the basketballs next week.
Oh yeah, it happens just like that. So it's interesting, like you say, the middle of the pack matchups make it real interesting.
It's been a good one here tonight. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to take a break and send it back to the station. Brandon Dehart has everything under control back there, and then we'll be back with the second half kickoff and what we think is going to be a great second half. So keep it right here. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back just in time to get the second half underway as we kick off to the Raptors of Mountain Island Charter. And here they come with a quick kickoff return all the way back to the 46-yard line. A quick short kick there, Coach, and a good tackle upfield, though, by Daniel Ammons. But now we got to settle in and play defense against one of the better offenses we've seen all year.
Yeah, and they've gone in and reloaded and talked about things, and I don't see them changing their offense a whole lot. They just they felt like they'd not had the ball enough, and rightfully so. If they had had it more, they've been able to get the ball up and down the field, but they've only scored one time. So we'll see kind of what they got in mind now.
Good job by the defense here.
Much different set this time.
Yes, they do. Got a wing going in motion to the left side, and they run over there behind him. Quarterback hands it off to Burris, and here he goes for about 5 yards out to the 50-yard line. But, Coach, you're right. Keeping the ball away from them proved to be very effective in the first half.
Yeah, and they look like right now they're saying, okay, if that's going to be the deal, we're going to pack a bunch of our people in here foot to foot and make you defend the box up here. And that's exactly what that formation was saying, because they had a wing and they put him in motion. They're coming right back out in it again. They're putting 10 people now in a shotgun formation.
A little bit similar to what we've done with a lot of people up front. Here they kind of a counter play to the right side. Here comes their back down to the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup this time and a first down. That's only the second carry tonight over there by Christian Sellers.
Yeah, number 2. He did a good job. He's not lacking anything. He made one cut and he went north and south right there. So he blew that one open pretty fast too.
Good running back, and now they have a first down and 10 at our 40-yard line, just underway third quarter, and a 6-6 ball game, and just a great battle here tonight between a number 8 seed and a number 9 seed. Same set again, got a wing on the right side. And let's see him go in motion. No, he goes right up to block, right up there up the front. And here comes their big guy, Burris, trying to break a tackle. He just bounces off people, but really got nothing on first down.
He didn't get anything, but he hit 6 of our players. Honest to goodness, he ran into 6 of our players at the line of scrimmage and ran back down the line of scrimmage, and in turn came back down the line of scrimmage and finally got tackled.
Yeah, he's a pinball in there. He bounces off, and Coach, he just has – well, he has good body control, but, again, really good feet.
Yeah, those feet never stop. And like I said, it's nothing to see him get airborne when he gets to the line of scrimmage to get up in one of those seams, even if he has to turn sideways.
Now there's an official timeout here. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're saying some guys not got the right equipment, so I'm guessing they're sending him off the field anyway. For whatever reason, now they're bringing on another guy, and they're going to call a timeout. They're going to charge a timeout to Mountain Island Charter. So they're being charged with a timeout here because apparently they had a player who apparently didn't have the right equipment. We're going to take a 30-second break as well, fans. Stay tuned. It's still 6-6 in the third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Maroon Devils Network. Okay. Fans, welcome back as we're back to live action now. Second down and 10. They run Burris to the left side. He's got a seam, and he's down the left sideline. Only one man to beat. Bryce Sane actually tripped him up, but he might have got the ball across the plane, and that is a touchdown. Wow, that was a huge play, Coach, and he busted it, and that's what we were afraid of kind of all night, and he made that one happen. But Bryce, a good tackle.
There's a flag on the play back here. I believe it's going to be holding. What happened is what's happening is that wide receiver out there, for some reason, he cannot keep his hands off that corner. He just feels like he's got to grab him, and I guess he gets away with it at practice, but he didn't get away with it then. It's going to come back. And that was the same play they ran the first play of the ball game. It's a stretch zone stretch play, and he's just looking for a seam. There's no special blocking to it. They don't pull anybody. They don't crack block. They try to put a hat on a hat and let him find a place to get turned upfield, and he's done it so far every time.
So now here we go with the penalty, and with 10 minutes to play here in this third quarter.
Same formation, got the wing in there set.
Second and long way, 2nd and 20.
Quarterback keeps it out through here this time.
And good coverage over here. Our guy stayed at home and got the tackle. Leading over there is going to be 47, Jacob Langston. And he's our number 2 tackler on the season with 76 tackles this year. Doing a good job over there. And I tell you, he's had a really good year, Coach. Thomas Allen and Jacob Langston have been great all year.
Yeah, they're good football players. They've at times have had to struggle with different things that's gone on with them and being banged up during the season and one thing and another. But, boy, they just keep playing. They're tough young men, I can tell you that much.
They are. They're our leading tacklers, Thomas with 95 tackles, Jacob with 76. And they're in there leading this defense. Third down now, and about 18 to go for Mountain Island Charter. Penalty flag. Yeah, they got started a little too early as well.
Yeah, one of the running backs wasn't real sure, and the quarterback was trying to tell him what to do, and he put him up on the line of scrimmage. Then he was trying to widen him out where he's supposed to be, and he never stopped moving. He was standing there bouncing and never did get set.
So some interesting scores. We saw some at halftime. We saw the Murphy Bulldogs were down at halftime. The Smoky Mountain Mustangs were down at halftime. So some interesting scores around the mountains of western North Carolina here on the first week of the playoffs. And more on that later. Right now, third down, and this time about 23 yards to go.
Everybody split out wide. I'm not even sure that's the regular quarterback.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
5 wide receivers. Washington rolling, and he's going to have to go out of bounds. And he actually lost a couple of yards.
Yeah, he's going to bring up fourth down now, and they've got a long way to go. They got to go all the way. They're on the 45-yard line. They've got to go all the way to the other 30 to get a first down. We may see their first punt for
They're going to punt.
Yeah.
And coming on is going to be Jonah Tincher. He's their senior punter, averaging about 35 yards a punt.
Well, I hope Bryce gets the opportunity to return this one. He's not had many opportunities this year, and that sure would be great. They're missing one out there, but I guess they're all right with it right now.
And most people have been kicking it away from Bryce. He hasn't had a whole lot of return opportunities here. 8:57 to play, third quarter. We're still tied at 6-6. Oh, high snap. Punter pulls it down. Pretty good rush, but he gets the punt away, and a penalty flag is down. And it's going to take a Raptor bounce. It's still rolling down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line, but a penalty flag way back upfield.
Yeah, let's see what this is. The punter punted it across the field. False start on them. That could be a decision thing there where Coach Blankenship may decide that he wants another try at this thing.
Yeah.
Make them punt it again and see if we can't get better, a little bit better field position than being down on our own 20-yard line.
So now he's talking it over with the officials out there with 8:47 to go here in the third quarter. And they're going to punt it over.
Yeah, going to make them punt it over. I probably would, too. They look like they're a little skeptical about that snap anyway.
Yeah, it's high.
Something great good could happen for us right here if you make them do it all over again. I'd say they're not too used to doing that a whole lot.
They haven't punted a ton this year with this offense that just runs up and down the field on people, and they've been very successful this year on offense. Not a whole lot of punting, not one single field goal attempt. And now let's see what we can do. Bryce Sane back deep again. Again on to punt. It's going to be Fincher. And again, had a good year punting when he does punt. This time the snap is better. And he gets it away. More of a line drive. Bryce is going to return it from the 34, 35, out to the 40, 45, down the sideline.
There we
50,
go.
Down the sideline, forced out of bounds, over near the 40-yard line.
40-yard line.
Good decision to have them punt over.
Great decision. Yeah, why not? Why not? You don't want that bad field position. We just gained 20, 30, 40 yards in field position right there simply by making him punt it over and Bryce getting an opportunity to get his hands on it.
Outstanding job. An outstanding call. Of course, the Raptors kind of shot themselves in the foot with that false start penalty that forced them to punt it over under a half moon here on a chilly Friday night at Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boys Deeds Field. First down and 10. Our Maroon Devils with the football. Here we go, running to the left side, and they stack us up after a yard gain at the 40-yard line. They're bringing that linebacker again, number 7, Gabriel Stevens, their leading tackler this year.
Yeah, he's starting outside of the unbalanced side tight end. He's going wherever the unbalanced side is now. That's the side he's playing on. As soon as the ball snapped, he's bringing himself right straight down the line of scrimmage to hit our dive back anywhere from B gap out. Anywhere out through there they can get. And the rest of them are just standing there at the line of scrimmage trying to take on blockers.
And they do have 9 guys up there, 1 safety, 1 corner over there on 1 wide receiver. Damian running it, breaks a tackle. He's at the 30, has some room down to the 25. He's going to be caught from behind.
Okay.
And the helmet comes off, but and kind of hurting his head over there is number 2, Levante Kennedy, who caught Damian from behind, but a big tackle at the 15.
Yeah, Damian has been watching that thing real close, and he kept watching and waiting, and he pulled that ball that time, and he left there in a hurry.
Outstanding play and outstanding execution as well on that play, Coach, by Damian Lossy.
Yeah, we needed that. We needed to break it open just a little bit and change his field position and get it down here anyway where we can play with it for a while and see if we can chisel away at this thing and get it in the end zone.
Now, again, wide to the right side. Jesse Waldrop has been our kind of a decoy wide receiver over there all night. Damian hands off and running to the right side. This time is going to be Ian Brooks down to the 13 for about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, we didn't get them all blocked that time either. And there again, they're going right back to their scrape game now, where they're just bringing all those defensive linemen, lining them up as wide as they possibly can, and bringing them down the line of scrimmage towards the football. Just a slant right down towards the ball, seal it off, and let those linebackers run to the football.
Now split backs for Damian under center. Same set. Damian's going to keep it, runs right behind his lead blocker over there out of the backfield down to the 8-yard line. And that's still about 3 yards short of a first down, 2 or 3 yards short. We have a 3rd down coming up. Well, now where they spot the football is up at the 7, so we only need about a yard.
Yeah, we got 2 downs to make that yard and a half right there. That was the follow play where Damian stops like he's hooking up with the running back and then just follows him up in there on an isolation play. And that's how you try to take care of that linebacker. See, they've switched their front now. They're widening their nose man to the heavy side now completely.
And we run to the right side, and that's Ian Brooks. Plenty of room for the first down and a couple extra yards. Now it's 1st and goal at their 4-yard line with 6:10 to play in the 3rd quarter. And our Maroon Devils on the verge of taking the lead right here.
Yeah, they're taking their people now and moving them to that heavy side. That's one of the adjustments they made at halftime, so it doesn't leave such big gaps. That's why Damian, I'd be surprised if we don't see another weak side play. When I say weak side, to this 2 lineman side over here, right now we're going to go in motion.
Now Ian Brooks in motion, and we're going to run back behind him. Got a penalty flag down, though, and that's normally on the offense. Let's see what the case is here. We get down to the 1-yard line, but it may come back, and it is going to be against our Maroon Devils. And, again, it looks like it was that illegal shift.
I don't know what that – I don't think he was set for a second. I think they're calling Ian because when he got to the line of scrimmage, he never hesitated before he went in motion. And you got to stop right there before you go in motion. Otherwise, you're never set for that second.
So it is going to be against our Maroon Devils. We're back up 5. That's going to put it about the 9-yard line, I think. Let's see where they spot it. Right just almost at the 10, so it's going to bring up 1st down and goal from just inside the 10-yard line.
That's the hardest ones to get. I absolutely despise that. We get a 1st down inside the 5, and then a penalty brings you back out, and it kills you. I mean, it really does, because that's when you get in a situation like that, it's a long way.
It is. 9 yards. This time Ian goes in motion. We run in behind him, and we get a couple, maybe 3 of those yards back. That's a big run in there. And, again, Bryce Same he's getting pounded in there, Coach. He's not a big guy, and he's really taking some shots.
He's taking them. They're leveling the pads at him and knocking him off his feet a whole lot. A lot of times he's completely in the air after they hit him, but he's hanging on to the football. That's one good thing about it. If you're going to be that small a guy running in there, you got to be able to hang on the football and take it.
2nd down now from about the 7-yard line. Maroon Devils, Ian Brooks in motion, and they're going to run in behind him again. Got a penalty flag.
It's going to be the same thing, illegal motion, yeah.
Broke too quick.
Yeah, he broke too quick to the line of scrimmage to do the isolation block, so they're going to back this one up again.
So that's going to bring up now a 2nd down, and this one is going to be outside the 10. They'll probably spot it, I'm guessing, Coach, about the 12 or 13-yard line. Let's see where they wind up, if we're lucky. Worst case, it'll be back at the 14. But so now with 4:54 to play, it's still a tie ball game. You're going to spot it from the 7, so it should wind up at the 12. And so now 2nd down and goal from the 12. We cannot get a first down.
Nope.
We got to punch it in the end zone one way or another. Take the lead and put the pressure back.
Yeah, now you'll see right here. Now we put the unbalanced side into the boundary and running the outside veer to the weak side, and
Here's
pitches
Bryce.
it. Absolutely.
Bryce at the 5,
That's
touchdown,
6.
Maroon Devils. 12 yards out. He had everybody going to the left side, wide side. He gives it to Bryce and plenty of room.
Folks, we put the unbalanced side from the hash mark into the boundary. 5 offensive linemen into the boundary. Split the corner out with the wide receiver. We had a guard and tackle over there. Ran the veer play that side and ran the pitch off of it. Nobody out there to take Bryce. There's nobody left, and so that's as good as a forward pass right there. So
now coming on is going to be a guy I don't have a number for, number 34. We have it. He's going to try the extra point after touchdown. We missed our first one. This one is going to be up, and this one is going to be actually good.
Okay.
So the kick is good with 4:40 to play. Our Maroon Devils take the lead now 13-6 over Mountain Island Charter. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Our Maroon Devils now with 4:40 to play take a 7-point lead. The extra point booted up in there by Zach Klein, doing a good job. And Coach, again, that extra point, wow, down the line could be even bigger than it is now.
Looming large right now. We just got to wait and see how they handle this and what they try to do with the football. See if they panic, and hopefully they will a little bit.
And a short kickoff. They're going to bring it back out across the 45. They're going to have it up near midfield on the kickoff return. So outstanding field position on that kickoff return by 32, Markel McKinney. So, Coach, now we've got to kind of bow our necks, if you will, and get tough on defense because they've got a short field this time.
Yeah, they've only got 52 yards to score in right here, and they can do that in a hurry as they showed in the first half. By throwing the football, they've run it up and down the field. They're yet to run one in. The one they did get in got called back for holding, so we'll see what they're doing. They're going trips out here now, wide side, and nobody in the back. Go quarterback's up underneath. A deep tailback, going to toss it to him. Let him, there's a fumble.
Loose football. They get on it, or did we get on it?
No, they got on it.
They got on it. Charlie Lambert was there making a go for it, but getting on it was their number 7, who's been all over the field tonight.
Yeah, he plays. He is one of the few players that's playing both ways. He's a good football player, and
he is.
He saw what was happening and doubled back and to get on the football. But the initial pitch was first time we'd seen the quarterback underneath center, and he turned around to pitch it to the tailback and. It pitched it over his head.
A 13-yard loss, fans. It's 2nd down and 23. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. They're all the way back at the 37. This time the quarterback's going to run to the right side. He has nowhere to go. That's outstanding coverage again, and coming up with a tackle. Hunter Burrell has had some big ones. Outstanding play.
There's a flag on the play, and I don't know whether he's going to make a face mask call or what he's doing here.
Yep. That's going to be a face mask against our Maroon Devils. Hunter Burrell made a good play and a good tackle, but apparently reached around and grabbed a little face mask.
Well, officials are trying to win, so they got to win the football game somehow. Anyway, this is going to give them back most of the yards that they lost on the errant pitch back there, and it's going to bring them up to not all the yards, but it's about 12, 13 yards for a first down.
2nd down and 13. So now let's see if our Maroon Devils can hold them just a couple more times here with 3:40 and counting. 13-6. Our Maroon Devils in the lead. Oh, we got to spread it out.
Yeah, Gary, I'm noticing I don't see 5 in the ball game right now. They're ace running back, so I don't know whether he's taking a breather.
There he is. He got the call that time, but there's penalty flags flying everywhere, and we string out the play. There's no gain, Coach, but he just came in on that play.
Yeah, He wasn't in on the last one. I just was looking for him because you got to know where he's at. And,
oh, boy.
And now we're going to probably decline this one. I don't know. It's according to what Coach Blankenship wants to do here.
Illegal procedure again. False start against they are going to decline it. Yep. Third down.
All right, so it brings up third down. And
still need 13.
It's a good time to decline it. Now, this can bite you both ways.
Yes. So let's see what we can do here. Third down. Of course, we saw them go for it earlier on fourth down. So they're going to try to take 2 downs and get this first down here with 3:12 and counting, third quarter. Maroon Devils in the lead, 13-6. 3 wide receivers, 4 actually.
Here's the wide side of the field.
And they toss it on the jet sweep. They run to the left side. Good coverage over there. There's 32 on the tackle, Kobe Taylor, with the initial hit to drive him out of bounds. And that was good read, Coach. We stayed with the play. Everybody played their disciplined spot and made it happen.
Yeah, if you notice, you don't see us crossing the line of scrimmage. You cross the line of scrimmage against this bunch, and they stick that foot in the ground, and they're gone. And once you turn your shoulders, it's over for you.
Now they're going to punt it away. Coming on again is going to be Jonah Tincher, averaging 34.5 yards a punt. Our Bryce Sane back deep. His last return was outstanding. And that led to our leading touchdown. Tincher punch it high and pretty deep. Bryce all the way back at the 20 with a fair catch, and we'll have the football there, Coach, with still 2:18 to play in the third quarter. But again, we're shutting them down and keeping that offense off the field.
That's it. As long as we can 3 and out them, then man, we've got a chance in this ball game.
Oh, no doubt. And right now it is anybody's ball game. A lot of things, a lot of time left, and a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, closing in on 2 minutes of the third quarter. It's rolling pretty fast. So if we can sustain a drive right here and take it into the fourth quarter, this is going to get real interesting.
So here we go. This time we run to the left side, and not a bad run over there by Bryce Sane again as he picks up about almost 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like some kind of counter move there, and the quarterback got knocked down as he tripped up on somebody's feet as he went through there. And Bryce was able to pick up some positive yards out of it.
So now, 1:58 and counting. Second down. We need 6. Everybody up on the line except one wide receiver out there again. It's going to be Jesse Waldrop. Split backs. Unbalanced line to the right side, and that's where we run to the right side. And successfully out to the 30-yard line, very close to a first down. We'll see if they give it to us and move the sticks. With a minute and a half to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, that time on the defensive line, they split the middle so that the linebacker could take a run at one of those A gaps right there, and we almost had it popped. We were one step away from breaking. He got a hold of his shirt, and that allowed the pursuit because they're real quick. Those linebackers are extremely quick.
Yes, they are. They read the play well.
Yeah, and the free safety is the one that actually came up and finished the whole thing off.
First down and 10 now at our 30. Good ball control offense. A minute 14 to play in the third quarter. And, boy, they got a bunch of guys on our ball carrier that time. And Bryce Sane just had no chance.
Yeah, that was just a swim move by the defensive tackle. He, on the snap of the football, he just swam over the top of our offensive guard and was standing right there in B gap before anybody could move, and he ran right into it.
Second down now, just under 10 to go. And potentially the final play of the third quarter coming up here as we lead 13-6. Same set, split backs, Damian under center. 9 guys up in the box, and we run to the right side. And good offensive line surge, and we get out across the 35. Good run there as well. Just an outstanding effort. That looks like Kobe Taylor on the carry for the Maroon Devil offense.
Yep, he kept his feet moving and kept picking up positive yards. He picked up about 3.5 yards after they hit him at the line of scrimmage.
Good job. Third down. We need still about a short 3. And obviously third down, and that may be the final play of the third quarter. We're going to let the clock run down. Fans, stay tuned. We'll come back. We got 1 quarter left to play. We have a 13-6 lead, and we'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. All right. Fans, welcome back as Damian Lawson comes out running on the first play of the fourth quarter, and more importantly, gets a Maroon Devil first down out to the 44-yard line. And, Coach, that was a big first down to keep the drive alive.
Great follow play. They expected Damian to come on to the corner. He fakes that handoff and then just goes right in behind that running back. And the running back he's not going to get the football. He knows that, and he's looking for that linebacker coming from the outside in, and he pinned him then, and Damian was able to pick up the first down.
Outstanding work. Want to give a shout out to our good buddy Jerry Holloway over there listening in tonight on the Maroon Devils Network. Thanks, Jerry, and hey, thanks for being a fan of a lot of great sports. First down and 10, handoff left side. Boy, they stuck us this time after a yard pickup at the 45-yard line. And again, their linebackers are so active in there. Coach, number 10, Kobe Creamer, one of those, and also number 12, Christian Sellers. So they get to the ball quick.
Oh, they are flying around, and their defensive linemen, you can tell by the way they're coached, is to keep those offensive linemen off those linebackers and let them run, because those two linebackers are lined up so wide so they can come from outside in. If folks could see it, where they can take a run at the line of scrimmage.
Second
There's
down.
the pitch again.
We pitch. We got a penalty flag. It's going to bring it back, unfortunately, I think, as that penalty is in the offensive backfield, and normally that's against us.
It may be that they hit us late. No,
offside. And that's something you don't see a lot of on the offense is offside.
Well, I think, Gary, what he's actually signaling is a block below the waist.
Oh, he's got a block below the waist.
Yeah, and he's not going to bend over and demonstrate that. No, he can't bend over and show you that, because if it had been offsides, they'd have blown it dead, and it would have been one of the side guys. And if he's saying he chop blocked him, but I don't understand how it could be, because if he's lined up down in there inside the tackles, then a block below the waist is
it's hard to do.
It's legal, and there's not a penalty for it. You have to come from the outside somewhere and throw that block for it to be illegal, and I don't understand how that works.
Wow, so that's a tough penalty there, as that's going to back us up now all the way inside our 30-yard line. We're going to be back at they're spotting it at the 29-yard line. So now we're going to need second down and 20.
Yeah, it's 10-yard penalty, and they look like they've gone further than that. Yeah, it
you're
looks
right.
like it's a 15-yard penalty.
So it's going to be second and 25.
I don't understand that either.
Nope. So our Maroon Devils are work cut out for us. As we run into trouble in the backfield, and Colby Taylor is hit hard before he even got any momentum, and winds up with a loss in the backfield. He got nowhere to go on that play, Coach.
Yeah, they swarmed us then.
Yeah.
They jumped through every gap out there, and they're trying to elude our offensive linemen now. We've driven them to the ground enough now to where they're just taking chances, taking shots, and I mean they're not trying to take on anybody now, and just jump through those gaps and try to make the play in the backfield, which they did.
So now, third down and long, 9:57 to play in the ball game. One plus, if there's a plus on this drive, we're keeping the ball out of the hands of Mountain Island Charter here. This time it's going to be Damian in the shotgun. Quarterback draw play all the way. He's hit in the backfield. The ball is loose. The ball is loose inside the 20-yard line. We've seen the ball on the ground a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, he tried to. He was going to pull it. It was going to be a draw all the way, and just as he started upfield, one of those defensive linemen took a swipe at the ball and batted it out.
And we got it back, thank goodness, because we didn't want to give it to him inside our own 20-yard line. That's the third time we've seen the ball on the ground tonight, but fortunately, Coach, we've got it back every time.
Yeah, that's good. Fourth down, and here's the field position game now. Now we've backed up from midfield all the way to our 20, and he's going to be punting from the 5-yard line. And that means the deepest probably punt he's going to get is going to be out to the 50. So we got to make something happen right here and be able to hold them.
So now back to return. It's going to be number 16, Will Owens. He's one of their leading receivers on the year. And not a bad punt. And it's going to take a big Maroon Devil bounce. It's going to be picked up at the 46. He's going to bring it back to the 45, down to the 40, down the sideline, forced out of bounds by Colby Taylor. But a good return over there by the return man and gutsy, because we hit him quick.
Yeah, he eluded us to the boundary right there and got to the edge and picked up picked up probably 12 to 14 yards just running down the sideline.
And he picked it up, and we hit him. He bounced off and broke a tackle. So now, Coach, 8:43 to play. Still a whole lot of time, but we've got to try to keep them off the scoreboard here and away from a tie ball game.
Well, the situation they're in right now, they're in 4-down territory right now as soon as they get the ball, first snap. So you've got to keep that in your mind as a coach. They're in 4-down territory, and they're going to try to convert.
Oh, yeah, here they go. This time the quarterback is going to hand off to the right side, and it's going to be, and they do have Kobe Creamer in at quarterback. He's playing a lot of snaps at quarterback, but now he goes to the sideline, and he gets the play call. So their normal quarterback, Demetrius Washington, who is number 6, we haven't seen him some lately. He's out there now. He may be a wide receiver.
He's playing receiver again, and they've what they're doing is they brought number 7 back. They got him up top, up to the wide side of the field. They're putting their athletes on the field right now.
Yeah, and Burris is still in the backfield.
They're going to throw this one.
Yep, firing down the middle, and it's going to be caught at the 25-yard line. And again, you're right, talking about, is that number 7? That's
number
him.
7. Yeah, I tell you what, he's just an athlete. And so he's a linebacker on defense, a big part of their defense. They put him out there as wide out and run him across the middle of the field. And he's a big, tall target. Yes. He's strong. And
6'3".
Yeah, and he comes across through there and reached out and snagged that ball and left his feet to go get it. So now they're down inside the 30.
This time first down, 26-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. The Mountain Island Charter Raptors trying to get the ball in the end zone and potentially tie this game up. Back to throw again. Creamer, penalty flag down, though, before the play really gets going.
I believe they were moving that time.
Yeah. So I tell you, Coach, it's been a battle here tonight. It is a false start against the Raptors.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to attempt to run a wheel route. They were going to throw the football again right there on to the wide side out there to their sidelines across the field. That's where the outside receiver comes in towards the middle of the field like he's running a post. The inside receiver runs upfield and then breaks outside and goes up the sideline. So it looked a whole lot like they were going to try to do that.
And talking about Creamer, he has thrown some, but not a lot this year. He is 7 out of 12 for 116 yards, so he hasn't thrown much, but he's in there throwing here tonight. Oh, got another penalty flag before the play even starts. False start again on the Raptors. I'm going to back him up 5 more. That's going to bring up a first down and 20.
A lot of times, what causes that is that he's trying to the inside receiver, I think, is who it was on then, number 14. He got lined up, he was set, and then he jumped forward, and the ball hadn't been snapped. And if you do that once you've been set, then that's that's an illegal procedure or offsides. If he's on the line of scrimmage and does it, he's offsides.
So now again, we've got their quarterback normally, Demetrius Washington, wide to the left side. Again in the backfield, staying in there is going to be Burris. Oh,
there it goes again.
They just can't get it right.
He did the same thing. They jumped again. It's almost like he's bouncing and he can't get it. He can't get set. I don't know what the deal is, but
I think part of it is
the official's trying to explain to him that you've got to be set.
Yep.
You can't be moving around like that.
And they're getting frustrated now. Now it's first down at 25. Or maybe even more. Let's see. 25.
At least the ball's getting closer back towards midfield now.
Wow.
That'd be a great advantage. But now they're going to spread everything out again. I don't think they're going to have that one back there. They're huddling up now to make sure everybody knows what play it is.
So they've got to go all the way now to the 16-yard line for a first down, and the line of scrimmage is the 41. First.
There's
and
the trap play again.
Here's
back
Burris,
inside.
right up the gut, and he almost broke it. He gets down to the 32 before he's tripped up. So, he's slow getting up. He's banged up a little bit. He jumps up.
Yep.
He's going to be okay, but you don't want to get this guy loose.
No, you don't want him happy. You want him discouraged and
contained.
Down on himself and contained because he almost broke that one. He was one player away from breaking that one, and it was just a quick hit and trap play with pulling the right side guard, and he's on the right hand side of that quarterback out of that gun, and he just hands it to him, and he's right there.
Here we go. Creamer back in the quarterback spot again.
There's the same play.
Hands off to Burris again, right into traffic.
Play.
Burris down to the 25-yard line, so now they're back to the original line of scrimmage, and now it's going to bring up a third down and 9.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job of running that play. They've ran it several times. You run it back to back. You've got a lot of faith in it.
So now here we go. we've got to try to shut them down. As Coach mentioned a moment ago, they're in 4-down territory, obviously, at our 25-yard line. They got 2 downs to come up with 9 yards and keep this drive alive. 5:45 and counting left to play on the game, and we're up by 7. 4 wide receivers.
Same play. Exact same play. This time he outruns his guard, and he all the way to the corner. Yeah.
Down to the 15-yard line, and that is going to be enough, and that's a first down for Mountain Island Charter, and he made that on his own.
It don't take him long to get. He just took the football. He didn't even pay any attention where that guard was trying to trap block. He took that ball and went straight to the boundary with it as fast as he could go.
And he is quick, and again, you don't want to let him get outside. Try to pin him on that sideline and use that as your extra man out there on defense.
Yeah, now we got to watch the wide side of the field because they like that grass out there, and they want to get him in it. So let's see what they do with him.
Now Burris is going to be in the backfield. And now
he's lined up to go that way. Yeah.
On the left side this time, beside Creamer. Washington is this time they fake the handoff. Quarterback slips and goes down for a loss.
Yeah. But the great thing about it was we had it read again. I mean, he wasn't going anywhere even if he hadn't slipped. He was going to be nailed right there. I think that's what he saw, and he was trying to actually make a cut right there and lost his feet because we were sitting there waiting on him.
And this is the wet end of the field, if you will. Yeah. And it's you can tell it's muddy down there. Creamer drops the ball. Now he picks it up.
Outside, get contained
Rolls, fires down the middle, too short. He had his quarterback open down there. Washington was open.
Yeah, the guy who's normally the quarterback was running across the middle of the field, but
just couldn't get it to him. And that might have been a wet football, too.
Yeah, third down.
Oh. And now we're looking at a third down. They need 13. They got to get down to the 4-yard line here with 5 minutes to play. Our Devils up 13-6, trying to keep the Raptors out of the end zone. Obviously, they could get 8 here, Coach, and take the lead. But right now, they got to get there first.
Yeah, they got to get there, and they've got 2 downs to do it in. You know, they may pick up a first down in there, but I think they'll go for it from right here to give it everything they've got.
Oh, no doubt. 3rd down and 13. The handoff is going to be Burris, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
What a great job of defending on the line of scrimmage there.
Outstanding play.
It was almost as if finally 2 of our defensive linemen were standing there waiting on him. I think Coach Blankenship, couldn't tell exactly what we did there, but whatever it was good because they were waiting on him. I
tell you, it was a combination of Nolan Brown, Thomas Allen, and Jacob Langston. 4th down now.
Does that surprise anybody?
No. They are some mean dudes on defense. They get it done. 4th down.
Now we're going to the Wolf front. Let's see if they got anything for it.
This could be the ball game right here. 4th down. They need 14. 4.5 minutes to play. Back to throw Creamer. Here comes a lot of pressure. He steps up, and he's going to be knocked down at the 16. And the Maroon Devils get the football back with 4:18 to play. Wow, that's a big play.
He almost broke that one. He pulled that ball down and took off. And when he did, going vertical like that, the linebackers were smart enough to stay right where they were and not move. And then they just collapsed on him right there.
Outstanding play again by the defense. And now, Coach, if we can get a couple of first downs here, the clock is on our side. They have 2 timeouts left. We have 3 left. But, again, they only have 2.
Yeah. And one good thing Coach Blankenship did then, he only put a 2-man rush on that quarterback. He just brought the ends to contain him.
Outstanding job by the defense. Damian Lossy under center. Turns hands off to the left side. Here's a nice run by Bryce Sane out to the 21.
He's not down. He's not down. And then Bryce knows he's not down. He rolled over the top of that defender, and they blew it dead right there. Dead. But no part of his body ever touched the ground. He rolled right over the top of that defender.
And again, that's that anticipation call.
Yeah, that's it. Don't get me started.
Oh, that's it. They anticipate stuff a lot. I see it even more in basketball.
Yeah, he rolled completely over the top of that defender while the defender's on the ground, and nothing touched the ground, and Bryce came back up running.
That's it, and that's a legal play. 2nd down and 5 now. Clock running, 3:38 to play. Maroon Devils trying to hang on to this football. Damian Lossy, first down.
Hang on, son.
Out to the 34-yard line. A great pickup by Damian Lossy and a great block out there. We had a couple of guys out there. Leading the way was Jacob Langston and the wide receiver Jesse Waldrop.
They literally, again, all you could see was those white shirts. And what's happening now is see, when you don't veer block it and you can turn out, they can't run down in those seams. And that's why that follow play has been so good for us. You turn out into them and they can't get down in there.
So right now, Maroon Devils, They really have the pressure on the Raptors. We lead 13-6, 3:15 to play, and with a first down. And the handoff goes to the left side again. Outstanding run. Still going.
Running.
Holy cow. 9 yards and still going. They finally got him down. The ball popped out, but he was down with the whistle. But I tell you, Bryce Sain's not quitting, is he?
Yeah, he didn't quit. And he ran. There was like 4 of them had a hold of him right there. He just kept running his feet and kept moving them.
I tell you, he's only 5'6", 160.
Well, he got tired of getting knocked off his feet earlier in the ball game, so there's a little bit of payback right there for it.
I tell you, he's playing with a lot bigger. 2nd down and 1 right now. Again, 2:38 and counting. Maroon Devils still plenty of time on the play clock. We don't have to be in any hurry here. With 15 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. Damian's looking down the field, checking that play clock, taking his time as he should, using all the time. They almost jump. This time we run to the right side, and again we get some positive yards.
That ball. They're trying to strip it, and we're trying to hang on.
Another first down, Coach. Another first down. That could be enough. Let's see. That could be enough. They're going to have to start using timeouts now.
Yeah, getting a little chippy down there right now. They're getting irritated and they're frustrated down there because they're not able to stop us at times. And with this first down right here, it could. Unless they start using, I don't know how many timeouts they got left.
Yeah, two left.
He's got left 2 over there. Okay.
Yep. And so if we get another first down, I believe this ball game is over because I think they're going to have to use a timeout here on this drive, Coach, before we even get to that next first down.
If he doesn't use it here in a minute, it's going to be it because it just went under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's no way he's even going to be able to score.
That's it. Time is on our side. Damian,
there's the follow again.
Runs to the left side, picks up 6 yards down to the 44-yard line, and I think they're going to use a timeout here. And they are. They're going to call a timeout. That leaves them with 1 timeout left, 1:43 to play, and we have a 13-6 lead and a 2nd down and 4 coming up.
Yeah, right now they're going to have to pull all their rabbits out. All we've got to do now is hang on to the football, get forward progress with every down, with every snap of the football, and hang on to the football, and don't let the if we, like you say, if we pick up another first down right here, I can't see it being anything but a win for us.
That's it. And if we can pick up another first down, then basically you can hit a knee every time.
Oh yeah.
Not even worry about a handoff or mishandling a football that is obviously a little wet out there. That ground's wet.
We'll see what they decide to do over there. I'd say they're going to bring the house. We'll probably see the free safety blitzing now from this point on. He's already up with. They moved him from 5 yards to 3 yards now. He's at linebacker depth now.
2nd down now. We need about 4. 1:43 to play. Now we're just about ready to go. Maroon Devils here. They can almost feel victory in their grasp, but it's not quite there yet. Lossie under center. He's going to run to the right side.
He popped it. That's it.
And another first down down inside the 35-yard line for the Maroon Devils. They have 1 timeout left, and this game is all but over.
Yeah, they went all out right then. And when they ran that blitz, that's that 2 trains in the night passing. When Damian saw that linebacker coming to hit the dive back, he just pulled the ball, stood there a split second, and turned upfield, and there it was.
Good job, and now they only have 1 timeout left, and we really don't have to run a play with 1:23 and counting. We can hit a knee here 3 or 4 times, and this ball game is over, even with them using their timeout. And the clock still got play clock hasn't even started yet, 1:13 and counting. But obviously we know it's time is a factor. But now our Maroon Devils are looking to the sideline, got a penalty flag, and that might be a delay of game.
No, it's supposed to be counted back here. The head man throws the flag for no reason, and he's saying that the man back there said it wasn't. No, he didn't. He did not. He never signaled that it was 25 seconds.
Right,
he never did. So the head official took it upon himself to say that it had been 25 seconds.
Yep. And now they're talking to Coach Blankenship about that.
It stops the clock. See,
right.
that's the whole mess of the situation. If you're going to do that, we're still in the same boat. But now that's not right. He cannot throw that flag.
59 seconds. 59 seconds to play in the ball game. Now the officials with a timeout on the field are talking it over with both coaches. 13-6.
Don't blame us. Blame
So let's see what the officials are going to do on the field here.
Yeah, they're discussing it. I'm not real sure what they're trying to hang their hat on. It was simple. The head official, he's not the timekeeper. The back judge is the timekeeper,
exactly.
And he never signaled that he started to count, but then the head official throws his flag.
Yeah,
and
the
says,
referee did it.
Yeah, the head referee says that it's been 25 seconds. Now, how he knew, he didn't even have a watch on.
He wasn't even counting.
No.
So that's an interesting call indeed. And now they're coming over to talk to Coach Blankenship again. They keep pointing to the clock over here.
But it's a mere fact that they stopped the clock. That's what bothers me. The whole thing about stopping the clock.
Now they're going to wind it, and we're going to take a snap and hit a knee with 59 seconds. And that clock will start. And let's see if they use their final timeout. They very well could, because that's their only chance at any kind of a miracle. And there's their final timeout. They're calling it with 48 seconds now left to play. And so they use their final timeout. And now we still have 3 more snaps here, Coach, that we can run out this clock with.
Right.
We won't even need them all. But so now the Maroon Devils got to be feeling pretty good here, Coach. Mount Airy is coming up next, and as we know, they're the number 1 seed in our bracket.
Exactly.
So, but we've been there before. We've been up there not that long ago.
Yeah, several times over the years we've made that trip, and I don't think they've ever had to end up coming here, but we've been up there more times than than they've been down here. Like I said, I don't. No, they did come down here in 2004. We beat them here in 2004.
That perfect season.
Did. Yeah, we sure did.
I agree with Joe Hope. That's the coldest game I've ever broadcast up there.
Joe wants a heat wave.
I'm with Joe on that. Or some heated clothes or something like that. Now we're going to take a snap again. They're going to bring everybody up on the line of scrimmage, and now we take the snap.
They actually tried to blitz then.
They did.
Yeah, us taking a knee. That kid took about a 5-yard run and come blazing in there, but he got hit in the mouth pretty quick, and he didn't come much further.
So now the clock is still running. They can't stop it. All we have to do is take one more snap, and this game is over. And our Maroon Devils are going to have a 13-6 win. And we'll move on to the second round of the State 1AA playoffs here. And now they're just waiting for the clock to run down a little more, take the final snap of the game. And there comes a little more pushing and shoving up front. Coach, this one's over. Our guys can celebrate now. This one's in the bag. Count it. And what a good win. But I tell you what, when I saw those guys warming up, I thought, man, this could be a long, long night. But our guys played really a solid game.
Well, there was no doubt they could outrun us. That was obvious as far as just running up and down the field. There's no doubt that they had better athletic speed and talent combined out there.
Right.
But when it just came right down to it, the game plan that of keeping that ball out of their hands and then making them have to try to drive the football. I mean, they hung that thing up for 6 there for a touchdown, which was surprising to everybody because it looked too easy, But when it came down to it and them trying to drive the football, it just they weren't able to do it.
They couldn't get it done. Fans, we're gonna wrap it up and say goodnight here. Our Maroon Devils coming off a 13-6 win. And Coach, as we know, we're going to be going to Mount Airy next week. They got a first round bye, as the number 1 seed should. So we know where we're going. It's about 3.5 hours drive from here. It's up near the Virginia line. Hey, if you haven't been there, just take 40 down to 77 and go north.
Go north until you see Virginia. I may have to spend the night. That's a long way for this old fat man. I may have to.
That's a hike.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring Joe a deer stand and put it up a light pole down there, and he can sit up there with his camera up a deer stand.
There we go. All right. Fans, thanks for joining us here on WBHN and, of course, on the Internet. And next week, we're going to be in the same boat. We can't bring you the live video, but we can bring you the live audio, and we'll be on the Internet. And Coach, hey, let's go up and see if we can pull off the big upset and beat those Mount Airy boys next Friday.
Well, it's going to be snowing. You know that.
I don't doubt it.
I'm sure. I'm kind of sure of it, actually. But no, I don't know that. But no, we'll eat a big turkey dinner, and then
there you go,
and rest up, and then leave out of here Friday and head that way.
Well, that's kind of a tradition, is to be playing football after Thanksgiving.
Well, it always was here, and that was kind of a mark of your season, was to get the kids out here early. And I don't know how Coach Blankenship wants to do it, but I always like to practice early on Thanksgiving morning so the kids could get back home and whatnot. And it was always just a special sign that you were that you had you were making some kind of headway, and that you were still playing at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And Coach, it's just Maroon Devil tradition.
Well, it is, and it really helps. It really helps to have that come up on us now, and I'm sure the kids are real proud of what they've done and where they might be able to go with this thing.
Oh, no doubt. Yes, we have a new record now. We have won 19 playoff games in a row. That is a school-best 19-game home playoff winning streak. That's something to be proud of.
Mighty proud of. I don't know if there's a whole lot of other people, except Smoky Mountain, maybe just some other Smoky Mountain Conference teams, that can even say that.
Oh, no doubt. So that's something to be proud of. Fans, join us again next Friday. We'll be on the air, as always, at 7 o'clock. Join us then, and thanks for listening here on the Maroon Devils Network.